Well, hello, folks. Finally, only like 20 something damn minutes later. I am so sorry. 27 minutes later. Oh, wow. What a night. Thank you for the delay. No, thank you for the delay. Sorry for the delay. Hopefully, some of y'all are still here. Miss Martin Muses, I hope you're still there. But hey, thank you for coming by and leaving a comment at least. Oh my gosh. If this night could not get any worse and sillier, wow. I just gotta say wow, considering. Woo, folks! I tell you, I got the joy of watching Ahsoka earlier tonight. So wow, I just so the night couldn't get any better. I will say. Well, the humor and the mockery go stick. So let me bring in my great friend, the guy from the other side of the world that's my late night corruption buddy, the great Hungry Boy. Hey, Hungry.
Hello, hello. Now, is it still working? Can you hear
You're
me?
still working. If you could maybe turn your mic volume up just to hit a hair, that might be me and my bad hearing. But hey,
No,
you're
I
coming through
was.
good.
I just turned it up. Is that better?
That's much better. Good to see you.
Okay. Now, does it need to go down a notch, or are we
No,
okay?
you're fine where you are. You're
Right.
fine.
I just don't trust anything now after the past 45 minutes.
I know. You had a problem earlier, then somehow within 40 minutes, my computer had a problem with StreamYard.
Yeah.
It was just freaking insane.
And before that time, in the middle of that, right, the problem on my end switched.
Yeah.
It went mirror mirror universe. So first off, I could speak and people could hear me, but I couldn't hear them. And then I come on to yours, and then I can hear you, but you couldn't hear me. And then it turned into a whole different third thing.
Hmm.
And it just, I mean, the joke for the night, the joke for the night is privately we were talking about doing a later stream at a later time about creepiest things and scariest things. Well, right now, StreamYard's is the creepiest and scariest thing.
Yes. And if it's not them, it's YouTube. They're
Exactly. Oh
taking
God.
turns doing stuff.
Oh, it's a tag team wrestling moment. It's a tag team wrestling moment. And if Miss Martin Muses is here, if you're still here, I love science fiction, so I will give you an honorary nickname, Miss Martian Muses, out of my love of sci-fi and other things. So you can be Miss Martian Muses if you want to for the rest of this stream if you're still with us. Or,
Oh,
even if you're not, you were patient, you were hanging around anyway. Oh, I'm just so agitated. I'm sorry if I sound funny. This stuff really freaks me out when it happens.
it is insane what we just went through.
Because it's
It
the only way people across the ocean can be pals with each other. We don't have any other alternatives.
I know, and it's just like in the course of 40 minutes, we had three different problems
Mm,
that just came out of nowhere, and
mm.
your problems were different than mine. Hey, we got Brian Hepburn though.
Hello, Brian. Wonderful
Let
to
me
see
see,
you.
folks. Bear with me. I'm on the Mrs. computer, so I had to be sensitive. Oh God, we got six people that came in all of a sudden.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
thank you,
lovely.
everybody. Make sure to say hi and stuff so we can recognize you.
Whew.
And like I said, anybody that's been waiting since the beginning with the wonderful technical delay, hey, it's the great Daisy Blossom.
Hello, Daisy. Hello. Wonderful job on the temple video, by the way. Really, really,
Oh,
really enjoyed it.
oh yeah, please take a minute since she's lurking. If feel free, because I know you shared some comments. Do you want to comment about that video?
Oh, I just well, it's I I really enjoyed and agreed with everything that you said and everything that she said, but I love the way that she puts it, and it's kind of interesting that she's a little bit older than you and maybe just a tad older than myself. So I really enjoyed her perspective because it's kind of a combination of slightly older, slightly younger, and the way she and I remember what theaters used to be like, particularly when seeing this film, Temple, and other films. I mean, there were some other great films that came out in 1984,
Mm-hmm.
and then there were a bunch of wrong'uns that came out in 1984.
Yeah.
Oh, there were
Oh,
some wrong'uns that came out. Oh boy, I mean, it's like Eddie Murphy was not going to say no to anything in 1984. You know what I mean? And
No, definitely. He was hot. Money while you can.
okay, so Daisy's lurking. That's fine, but just wanted to give the shout out and the appreciation and the compliments. Also, I really, really, really like Daisy's voice. And in the old days when we were
Hmm.
young and teenagers and even in our 20s, people used to say, "Oh, you've got a great radio voice." But now we've got to say, "You've got a great YouTube voice." Because
Yeah.
YouTube is the new radio, I reckon.
Well, I tell you what, though, that's usually a thing of you have an ugly face, though, you
Oh,
know?
oh no, no, no. I said
Because,
voice, not face. Voice
well,
for radio, not
oh,
face.
okay. Well, voice for, okay, never mind. I got it flipped. Yeah, so you got a face for radio or a face. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh no, I got a face, body, feet for radio. Okay.
Be careful. We don't want to get into Tarantino land with that. So,
Oh no, 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 no. Well, there's one way to cure Tarantino of that. Show him Brie Larson's feet. He'll be
oh,
cured.
God.
He'll become a leg man in a second.
There are some things that I think that I never ever stomach the sight. That might have to be a candidate for appearing on that stream we talked about, which the
Oh
topic
yeah.
with.
Oh,
Which, by the
I've
way, Daisy is the one that gave me the idea for that topic of that stream.
perfect idea,
But
Daisy,
we
and
won't
Daisy's
spoil it.
a Doctor Who fan too. So like for her, if she comes on with that one, whatever she wants to do. I mean, I can list a whole bunch of creepy and scary stuff from Doctor Who going up until probably halfway through Peter Capaldi. Although I missed a lot of Matt Smith episodes. I'll apologize, Daisy, because I don't like the flippity flappity hands and timey wimey bullshit. I can't handle that. Um, but
Yeah.
then stuff there's some creepy stuff in the 1930s even. And as Dad Man knows, and he's almost bemoaned, I am like the horror creepy monster movie guy. That's
Yeah.
that, that's my area of expertise aside from comic books. But the Zuni doll, I'm sorry, the Zuni's always going to win. He's always going to win. He takes the first place and the trophy for scary, terrifying, panic inducing, no matter what other competition.
I tell you what, I used to always think so until till those
The
weeping
we
angels. But hey, we'll have to we'll have to vet that out and talk about that in a lot more detail. So
If you put a poll on that one, man, that poll's going to last a long time because nobody's going to agree. That's going to be a great competition poll if you put it out as a poll on that stream. I
let-
reckon you should do that. Like put up four favorites, four choices for what is the scariest, what is the creepiest. You could
yeah.
start out with the Thing from 1982's The Thing, and then we have the Weeping Angels, and then we
Mhm.
have I mean the Zuni doll's got to be there, and then there'd be like a third choice,
Mhm.
and I mean there are so many different choices. Oh boy,
But see, you notice, and I don't want to spoil too much of that topic, but we can
yeah,
go over it again later. But the thing is, the first thing with uh, those two things are that they're creepy, not
yes,
gory, scary horror like slasher stuff. It's
mm,
psychological, very. It's like you're outthinking yourself. The sight of him causes terror and stuff in your mind. You're almost outthinking yourself, psyching yourself out of it, not necessarily just
yes.
being graphically scared.
Well, exactly, because we never actually see any tissue damage, muscle damage, physical damage caused by the weeping angels. All we know is
Mhm.
they get you. Like when you're a little kid and they say, "Look out," or "Such and such is going to get you," right? You never you're just worried that you're going to be got. And with the weeping angels, we never see gore or something crass like in the Friday the 13th films. And I don't like crass. I don't
Mhm.
like people say, "Oh, you like horror." Well, then you're gonna like films like Hostel. No, that's not a horror film. That's just crass tissue damage, physical damage, bullpucky. Friday the 13th, not that much into it. Guy in a mask with a knife, slasher. I don't like slasher. Slasher does nothing for me because it's got no imagination. Whereas the Weeping Angels and the Khaleds becoming the Daleks in Doctor Who, and I'm sure Daisy would agree, the idea of something that is exactly like us becoming this mutant octopus with one eye encased in a mechanical device is psychologically and intellectually horrifying.
Well, all I will say is I believe it probably was Blink, which was the first image, which was the first show. One of the see, because Brian talked about here, I think isn't the one where they did kind of. I thought it was funny how that the religious guys as the military. It was really a weird thing,
Mm,
and I think I'm not sure if that was the one with Blink or if Blink may have been before that one, but
yeah.
the first time I got introduced to the new Doctor Who was one of the Weeping Angel episodes, and it hooked me.
Mm.
And it was like, you just, uh, it just really, it's like we talk about shows and how they hook you and
Yeah.
things. That got my attention right at the right off the bat. You know,
Well,
it's
you're lucky. That was a great episode to come in on. I mean, you really scored, because some people they see a bad episode out of a big series, a long running series, and it turns them off. So I'm really glad you got to see that one first. And I'm
well,
very happy
good.
about that.
Who knew? We turned this into a Doctor Who stream. Tell all your
Yeah.
friends. We'll talk Doctor Who if y'all want to a little bit. We have no agenda. We're being positive with stuff tonight. We're kind of, oh my God,
Oh, I'm happy to do that. I'm
all
happy
the
to do
drama
that.
on YouTube and Twitter and stuff the last few days about video games and crap. And it's like, look,
I know. I don't want to touch that.
I have my opinions of tough about big moral issues and political issues of the day, but it's like, dear God, can we? And then, and then, I guess sometimes things turn out to be promotional stunts, and it's like,
Yeah.
but
Well,
hey,
and
you
then
know,
some people do something they know is going to get a negative reaction, so it becomes big in the press. And this people think this is something new, but this actually goes back to a Robert De Niro film called Wag the Dog, which was a
oh
great
yeah,
film and very well written. That's something that's a film review you and I might do a year down the line because it's a timeless film. But like you're talking about today, we can be completely positive about Doctor Who, and that's a great topic to discuss because Doctor Who goes from 1963. That's when it started, 1963. And it had its first scary episode, its first creepy episode with the Daleks in 1963. That's how far back the Daleks go.
well,
And the
let's.
Weeping Angels, to
Mhm.
credit you and Daisy and Brian, there was a big poll more than 8 years ago, and it was open to people who are, um, you know, 80 years old who remember when Doctor Who first came on, all the way down to it was every Doctor Who fan. It was open to every Doctor Who fan, and we're looking at least three generations. And they were asking, what are the scariest monsters in Doctor Who? And
Mhm.
I think the Weeping Angels came second, and this is out of millions of votes.
Wow.
Millions of votes. So they did something right with Blink. And it's also a very sort of pseudo mythological story. I mean, it's got a whole sort of Medusa feel to it. And Daisy knows what I mean
Yes.
by that.
Yes.
And you know
Uh,
what I mean by that.
yeah, because I tell you what, one of the freakiest and um, things that was a 1980s Clash of the Titans.
Yes.
That Medusa was always one of those mental things in mythology
Mm,
that always got my attention. I wanted to read about Perseus and Medusa. I wanted to read,
yes.
and then that scene, and even in the remake, even the one in the whatever
Mm,
later down the year that was not as good, that was still cool with a
mm,
Medusa. A little bit different, a little bit with
mm.
graphics and stuff. Um, you know, um, I'm trying to tweet and about our Doctor Who. Um,
Oh, okay,
but
good.
yeah, but that whole thing with Medusa, always that thing of creepy terror, you
Mm,
know, and that, again, not graphic. She just turned people to stone, or she shot them with the arrows, or you know,
mm-hmm.
but it's like the best terror is not necessarily uh, very graphically.
And the
Uh,
other thing, yeah, well, like you're saying, it's not graphically, but psychologically, if you can hit that psychological raw nerve,
hmm
it's like, for example, when you're carrying something and you're a little clumsy and you misjudge something and you
yeah.
hit that one spot on the bone of your elbow and it hurts more than anything else for about
Oh
30
yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that. Hey, lemon pie, citrus buddy, and hi,
Hey,
Mikey
look,
Sue's. Hi, Mikey
Mikey
Sue's.
Susie. Yeah, it's just me and I almost called you that. Hungry tonight. Hungry tonight. So yeah, it's just the two of us tonight. We're kind of winging it, and I'm not sure how long I go. It depends on how long my Australian buddy keeps me up tonight.
Mm,
So I'll blame him for it. But I'm
mm.
just kidding. Lemon pie, hey hey. Oh
Uh,
gosh. And Mikey
you
says the
know,
Daleks are always his favorite robotic villains. Hey, let
mhm,
me show you a quick thing before we go
mm,
further on with this. So, folks, hey, invite your friends, neighbors, dogs, drunks, and everybody else. Come in,
mm.
hang out with us a little bit tonight. Hey, maybe have sub to the channel. We're up to 455 now. I'm going to have
Oh,
to
good.
start planning a 500 stream soon. I cannot believe that. But on that note, let me bring up. See, Brian liked the Cybermen. Well, let me do this though for you, because what started a lot of this today was uh, I put out a little thing from. I cannot find the meme though now, but it was one about the Daleks, and so
Mm,
then Daisy threw in there the Weeping Angels, and I'm like, oh
mm.
my gosh, there it went. So all right,
And
so
also, Brian Hepburn brings up the Cybermen. And I like the original Cybermen, and they're great for creepy, scary. If you're looking at the originals, particularly when they first appear, when you very first see them, and that's
mhm,
with William Hartnell, the first Doctor, the little old man with the long white hair.
yeah,
And it's established that the Borg basically ripped off the Cybermen, and I won't get into that because that's negative. I'll be positive about the Cybermen. One of the creepy things is basically they are cybernetic and they've got machine parts, but they're basically replacing diseased human parts as the parts become unusable, and then they will replace, let's say, a liver or a lung with different apparatus, but the brain is always kept alive, and that's the only thing that's kept alive, except for a rotting skull encased within the helmet or the mask in the original ones, the Mondasian Cybermen, which had a cloth mask. And so you basically got half of a zombie body, and you've got cybernetics and computers helping that zombie out, but you've got a living human brain within it. And they're seeking, and then it becomes established by the time we get to the second Doctor.
mhm,
And one of my favorite episodes called Moonbase, and Daisy knows about that. One of my favorite episodes called Tomb of the Cybermen, which Daisy will know about that, which is considered one of the 10 best Doctor Who adventures of all time back in the 1960s, the glorious 1960s, where they will use body parts. They will actually capture people and turn them into Cybermen, and they will start out being slightly Cybermen, and then as the parts become unusable because they're dying or dead, those will be replaced with mechanicals. And so they become psychologically and in all ways very terrifying creatures because they will cannibalize us, not for
wow. See,
food, but for function.
See, I see. I never knew about that. That intrigues me. That kind of background, knowing about that about them, because I'll be honest, I just looked at them as just slow, lanky robots, like
Nope,
who
nope,
does
nope. That,
whatever, you know. Well, I know, but I mean, I'll tell you, because from the 70s, 80s, what I
mm.
grew up with, it's all blue, pew pew, blow up, all this stuff, and all.
Pew
You know,
pew. Pew pew.
well, like I said, I want to get a little funny, and we'll keep because it looks like people in the chat really like this.
Well, it's
But
keeping it light, dude.
let me go something funny real quick because I could not find the meme that I talked about it'd be get bad getting killed by a salt shaker.
They were called salt shakers back in the 60s,
Well,
and
get
pepper
this,
pots.
but in honor of our great friend Daisy out there, and
Daisy.
any of the you. Now, why does the Mrs. comes in, she shows stuff, it pops up immediately. I
Uh-huh.
come in here and it does it again.
Bloody stream yards.
I mean, earlier my damn stream that I was just on a stream talking to people on,
On
I was
Clobbies, it was fine.
it was fine. I was in a webinar for 2 hours watching Ashoka, and yeah, I did pronounce that properly that way, but God, here it goes again. But
Hello,
there you go.
Podcaster.
To all my Brit friends, we're all out of tea, but I'll exterminate you for free.
And that's a good Dalek design, because some Dalek designs are terrible. I
Yeah.
get into trouble politically in terms of political correctness, even though I'm more politically correct than half the people that we know, right? The thing is that there was one during the
Hey,
Matt
pop
Smith
culture
era.
republic.
we had what I called the disco pump platform shoe Daleks, which died a quick death, and everybody hated them.
Uh-huh.
But this is a classic Dalek design, but retrofitted a little bit with the colors. And there have been many variations of the Daleks and the Cybermen, but mainly the Daleks, ever since 1963. And all of them are great, except for the disco platform pump shoe Daleks. And that gets a little bit political, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
But we don't. The bottom line is a visually a bad design is a bad design. And if something looks stupid, but you just got to say it looks stupid.
I,
It
yeah,
doesn't matter who likes it because they like it. If 99% of people say this is stupid, try again. That also happens with a lot of pop culture stuff. But the Daleks overall are a brilliant design, especially considered the lack of budget the BBC gave to Doctor Who at the time when the Daleks were first designed.
hmm
And the Cybermen, same thing. The fact that they could make the Cybermen, particularly in their first 5 appearances, so terrifying. And those are the designs I like best. Brian will understand, and Daisy will understand that my favorite Cybermen designs are first appearance, up until Invasion, which is their last 1960s appearance. And Revenge of the Cybermen are okay. That's when they have a major retrofit in the design, and I do like them. But they were more fantastic and less scary at that moment, and the voices became more human
hmm
and less terrifying, less
Well,
robotic.
what does
And
Daisy mention about I love K9? Is that a
oh,
Dalek?
no. K9 is a companion. K9 is a robotic dog with a
Oh,
charming voice and a lot of very interesting robotic powers, which would be correspondent to superpowers. So K9 actually has a stun beam that comes out of it comes out of his face,
mm,
and he has an antenna that comes out of his head.
mhm.
That can sense a whole bunch of things, and he is adorable. All you got to do to see why K9 is adorable, just punch in a search field Tom Baker K9. You'll see him. You'll see the
I think I
design.
might have seen him. I'll do that
Mm,
in a second. I might have seen that as a kid, though. I did. I'll take a look and see if that remembers, because I
mm,
remember the Zuni doll. So
mm.
Brian said earlier, I don't like the new series Cybermen. Patrick Charlton
Yeah.
and Peter Davison stories were the best.
Well, what Brian's referring to there is they retconned things. They changed things. They changed the origin of the Cybermen completely for modern Doctor Who, and they removed a lot of the horror out of it. And then people complained for a couple of years, and then they tried to bring back the idea of the Mondasian Cybermen, the
Okay,
originals I were talking about, and
okay.
then
What
it
what
still was.
what time? But what time period is that thing where they went? Because like remember, I jumped in at like David Tennant. Had they re,
That was the
re
retcon. That was the retcon.
Okay, so what you're talking about, that's when they mess things up, right?
Yeah, so you have the retcon between David Tennant and Matt Smith, and those are the new Cybermen. And then they tease us saying we're bringing the old Cybermen back with Peter Capaldi, but they really weren't. They really weren't. I mean, the whole thing is there is no alternate Earth where Cybermen are created. There's no corporation where Cybermen are created. That is the retcon. That is
Mhm.
the new version, the bad version. The whole thing is the real Cybermen come from a sister planet, which is opposite to Earth. It has nothing to do with Earth.
Mhm.
And they are aliens that are very much like us, that follow the same evolutionary path. But the fact is that they are not us at all. And we are just close enough to them where they can use transplants. They can turn us into them, and that is much more scary than what came about with the retrofit. But I think the retrofit of the Cybermen, story wise, and Daisy, I'd be interesting. I know she's lurking, but later on, we can talk about this when we do like the creepy, scary stuff on the other stream. Is whether or not she agrees that the retrofit is less scary because, some old guy that basically just wants to instill a form of immortality into humans from an alternate Earth, not interesting to me. Don't care.
Mhm.
Don't care. I want my monsters to be monsters. I want my aliens to be aliens. If something is presented as alien, I don't want to find out it was actually just created in a CIA lab somewhere in Peru. You know, that switcheroo stuff is crap for me. Um, and the original, this is something that Brian Hepburn brings up. He says they still kept the new design for the most part. Yeah, visual designs for me are a big bugaboo, and this is something that Star Wars people can understand and Star Trek people can understand, and it's something we can all say hallelujah towards. Um, you know what I mean? Where
Yeah, I know.
sometimes changing something for the sake of changing something, it's just like when the missus and I backstage were talking about the IMDb. It doesn't mean the new version is any good. And it doesn't mean the new version is actually crappier than, or not crappier than the older version, but changing something for the sake of change generally doesn't work out well. I mean, you and I and the missus and Daisy are old enough to remember. You remember when they brought out New Coke?
Yes, I do remember New Coke. If you're in America alive at the time, you have got to remember
What a bungle in the
nobody
jungle
can.
that was.
I don't know, it's like, what? Why would you ever touch with something that was like not broken? I mean, well, we
Mm.
always talk about that. How many times does that happen? So,
I mean, New Coke was just a mouthful of sugar with some carbonated water and brown coloring. That's all New Coke was. Had no
oh, I
class,
know.
no spice. You know,
Yeah.
the moment New Coke came out, dude, I switched to Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb in a second. That was it. It's like
Oh,
screw it.
yeah.
It was called, go ahead.
I don't know. I got you. Yeah, it was like everybody dumped that stuff. I kept a can just for old time's sake. So, you
Well, the
know,
new Cybermen were the New Coke. Let me tell you.
yeah, they fell way flat, probably flatter than the real Coke did.
Uh,
So,
and that's the great thing about the Daleks was Terry Nation created the Daleks in such a detailed and specific way that it was almost impossible for you to retcon them at all. And also, his estate still holds on to the copyright. So the BBC, even as politically correct as they're going, even as silly as they have become with Doctor Who and other channels, they can't really mess with the Daleks that much, but they could mess with the Cybermen because the Cybermen were works for hire. See, so there's no estate that owns the Cybermen. The BBC owns the Cybermen, so they can do with the Cybermen and the Zygons and all the classic Doctor Who
mhm,
monsters whatever they like. But they can't do that with Terry Nation because his agreement with the BBC was that he and his estate hold on to the rights for that, just like they hold on to another show that Clawby really loves and he talks about all the time, and so does Raquel, is Blake Seven, and Terry
right,
Nation holds the rights for that. So that's why certain people like Kurtzman can't get their grubby little claws into it. You know what I mean?
right, yeah,
And we're not getting negative. This is a positive thing. So certain things that we love will absolutely stay relatively fine and dandy until every member of the estate that holds the rights are dead, or some of them get into desperate times, desperate measures, and decide to sell the rights. But
right,
until that time, we're safe with Blake Seven and we're safe with the Daleks. The rest of Doctor Who is doomed. The Daleks are safe.
yeah, yeah. All right, yes, um, yeah, exactly. And it's kind of cool as somebody that does not know all this lore and all this legend.
Mm.
Uh, that type of thing. That's um, um, you know, I
I
don't
know what you're
understand
saying.
this stuff because, like you said, like the Cybermen, I just looked at as walking trash. Well, the
Mm.
Cybermen just look like robots that like could. I mean, what's so scary about them? What it's a little bit of the Star Wars in me. It's like, well,
Mm.
they walk. I mean, they're so slow. How it's like I don't view them as a danger.
Mm.
And or the top Daleks. Well, they got a plunger and a thing on their own. You know,
Well, the thing is, see, this goes back to the original. Doctor Who always relied on people having seen years of Doctor Who beforehand, and so they're scary if you've seen that stuff beforehand. It's like when Mark D and I joke about, yeah, people say The Exorcist isn't scary, but if you're a Catholic, it's bloody scary because you know
Right.
the stuff that's going on behind it, right? You know what it's
Mhm.
leading up to. So with
Yeah.
Doctor Who, the thing is with it's scary for you for Daleks and Cybermen if you know the Daleks will actually use people for experimentation, if you know what I mean. And they
Yep.
will do horrible things to you and change you, and there will be agony, and there will be torture, and there will be at the end of the road you will not be physically recognizable as what you are. And they will do that to any species they encounter. And if you are not usable for slave labor or experimentation, the Daleks will exterminate your entire species. That is terrifying. And with the Cybermen, it comes down to they were similar to us, but they don't recognize us as them. So therefore, we are just meat.
Hmm.
We are just petrol for the car, and we will be turned into petrol, and
Yeah.
we will be used. So if you know that background, they're terrifying. If you don't know their background, just like you, to be fair to you, they are just these slow moving but highly intelligent silvery robots. But if you know the background, they're always terrifying because there's always that threat of being used for parts. Being part of a, and you understand this in America, there's a term that came out in America regarding stolen cars that get chopped up and used to create new cars, a chop shop. You know what a chop shop
Yeah.
means.
Yeah. Yeah. You scavenge them for parts and other things like that. Yeah. But
Exactly.
that would be a terror. That would be terror. That would be terror. What the worst thing is, get a real life chop shop. Yeah, that's, ugh,
Daisy makes a really good point here. Could you please read Daisy's comment?
yes. Once the Daleks could deal with stairs, it was all over. Yes.
I know the moment you're talking about, Daisy.
Was
And
there an episode where they did do that?
okay, so originally the Daleks could not go upstairs. All
Yeah.
right, and that was an easy because they just hover on flat surfaces. And the beauty of it is, you look at the first time you see their home planet and their citadel, their capital in Skaro, their home planet. Everything is a flat surface, and it was established they could not go into the swamps because it was uneven terrain. And then suddenly in New Who, we have the Daleks having hover power. Okay, and actually it was before New Who, but suddenly they can hover. They can use an. They have a limited amount of energy that they can generate in their containment units, which is what you see as the Dalek is the containment unit. The actual Dalek is the squishy tentacled thing within it, controlling it, and they could suddenly hover up the stairs laboriously, slowly to get to their opponents, to get to their prey, shall we speak. But at that moment, the moment the Daleks could fly, it was kind of silly. It was kind of silly and game over, you
Hmm.
know. Whereas before, that was something you would have to strategically work for. Can I get to a point where I can climb up something where a Dalek can't get to me? And that was smart screenwriting. They had a fatal flaw. Like Superman has kryptonite. That's a fatal
Right.
flaw. The Green Lantern, for people who don't know comic books, the color yellow actually counteracts his stuff that he makes when he's green. So if somebody is using anything yellow, his green power can't affect it. So you put
Right.
in a fatal flaw. That's good writing. And
Hmm.
oh dear, the moment I'm just agreeing with Daisy so much here. The moment the
Yep.
Daleks could go, oh, stairs, I don't care. The,
Yeah.
the
Oh
Daleks
yeah.
lost something. They lost something.
Yep. I got it. It reminds me of the Jurassic Park, where the raptors learned how to do uh, open doors.
Yes. Yeah.
So how that, yeah. Let's go back. Oh yeah. Well, hey, let's watch some of the comments in the chat. I'm not going to bring up about the new Coke stuff. So
Yeah.
we
Thank you, Brian.
try to try to avoid those. Brian sent me something I'm trying to check out too. So it's like if Lisa was here, I'd be getting a hard time about trying to multitask because I don't
Mm.
multitask well. But hey, thank you. We still got 10 people here. Wow, thanks, folks. Uh, yeah, it's. Let me see. Brian, I'll try to get to what you sent me and take a look at it when I can. Let's get through and get caught up here. So that's okay. The K9. Okay, for what I remember, Neil Gaiman Superman story, Cyberman story was interesting. Seemed to involve the Cyberman. Yeah, the whole thought about being used for parts. I mean, that's been a theme like in all like even dramatic shows and stuff like that. Alien invasions, all kinds of stuff like that. Pop culture, yeah. Ooh, new Coke. Jolt. Well, the only thing about Jolt was you had a ton of sugar, though. So yes, yeah. No catchy is Jolt. All the sugar and twice the caffeine. Dang straight. Dang straight. You got that right. Suzanne Eckstein, I am so sorry. I hope you're still here. I am so sorry. I was trying to multitask and I fell behind on the chat while the great Hungry Boy, who I got the name right tonight. Glad to see you, Suzanne Eckstein. Good. Hey, folks. Oh, shoot. I forgot to put the banner on. Hey, if you haven't, I see some new faces. Hey, thanks, everybody, for being here. We're at 455 subs. Hey, subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you leave a like, put it in the algorithms and all that commercial stuff I have to say because we're getting near the 500 mark and I've got to come up with ideas for a 500 stream. So, but good to see you tonight, Suzanne. Let me see. Let me get back the comments back here. I'm working on my wife's computer too because that was a weird ass. We, uh, for the people that are just coming in, can you recap what our last hour was like in like 20 seconds?
Oh my God. Yeah, I can. Okay, so first off, there's a Klobby member. I woke up late. I see Klobby member stream. I think, oh, I got to go to You actually, you mentioned Klobby's member stream to me. Oh my God, there's a member stream. So I jump on there as fast as I can after I wake up and do the middle-aged old man stuff we got to do going to the loo before we do anything during the day.
Admiral
And
Teague. Let me say hi to Admiral Teague. He's
hey,
listening here.
Admiral Tigas. Hello,
Sorry if I
Tigas.
forgot anybody here. I'm going through trying to catch up while Hungry's talking.
No, actually catch up with the chat. I'll get a beverage and then I'll
Shooter,
continue the 22nd.
shooters come into. Hey, the
Shooter!
Raptors could hack the park system because it was the Unix system. Then they hate Grant and the kids. I think that would have been a much better ending there. So I think that would have been a much better ending, Shooter. Glad to see you. Thank you for that. Disney sheep herder in here. Did I miss him? I think if I did,
Tigas.
did I miss Disney sheep herder? Because I saw somebody in the chat shout out to Disney sheep herder.
I didn't see Disney Sheepherder. I didn't see. I'm just looking at the comment section in the
Yeah.
StreamYards
All
window.
right.
I didn't see.
All right. Well. Oh, there you go. All right. Maybe. All right. Well, hey, listen. Maybe we got chats confused. I've done that before, where I put something weird in another chat. And they're like, "What?" Oh, yeah, Clobby. Yeah, he had that earlier tonight. So he's planning on doing more going forward. He said so. But hey, y'all are here with us tonight. Because guess what? I had the joy of watching Ashoka tonight. So,
Oh God, old
but
Doctor Who is way better than new
I know
Ahsoka.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm having. Actually, I'm truly having fun about this, and actually seeing Brian and others and
Mm.
Daisy and all y'all's chat about it. I'd rather kind of enjoy some of this talk about something different. I got another funny meme show, but what about this question? Admiral Teague's asking, who's the doctor's hottest companion, and why is it Ashley Peth?
I don't know
Which
why he's bringing up that name, but I can give the hottest companion. Well, actually,
Mhm.
there are three. It's like so Tigas understands Roman stuff and Latin stuff, but he also understands the Greek stuff that the Romans actually stole stuff from, right? So you've got the like the three goddesses who go to the prince of Troy and say, "Oh, which one of us are the most beautiful?" And he's an idiot. And there's no way to answer that question from three women. Okay, whatever answer, you're going to get in trouble. Whatever answer, you're going to
yes,
get in trouble. So he thinks he's going to outwit them, and he gets in more trouble because he says, "None of you. It's this mortal woman over here, the face that launched 1,000 ships," which is where we get the term, the face that launched 1,000 ships, and so there are because oh no, Teague, no, she is not. And I say that as an Australian. We have to put up with Kylie Minogue. We have to put up with her. You get to enjoy her. We have to suffer Kylie Minogue. So there are a lot of hot Australian women. And there are a lot of hot Australian women who have been in science fiction, like the two hottest women
Okay.
in
Okay.
Farscape.
I got to cut you off here, though. I like Kylie Minogue because she just came into the U.S. in the '80s. I thought she was just a little ham and egger that got one
Ham
song
and egger.
where she redid the locomotion, and she was so cute, and then she's like gone, and then all of a sudden a couple of years ago I found her. I guess she's really popular. I guess she
Hmm.
wasn't some little fly by night one hit wonder, but yeah, but yeah, Kylie
We
Minogue.
could not escape her on the Australian radio waves. All
Well,
right. I mean,
held it just another red shirt.
hail.
Red shirt. I think I sent you a tweet the other day. So, but yeah, hey, good to see you, sir. Oh gosh,
Thank you, Shooter.
Shooter. I'm
Thank you,
avoiding Ahsoka
Shooter.
if you don't watch it day one and screw with Disney. Plus, I hate streaming on an episode a week basis.
But
Oh gosh.
I need to quickly, very quickly, and then we'll get off and
Well,
answer
hold on.
Admiral Tigas.
Let me jump
Oh, sorry.
real quick.
Okay.
Eagle Rider, we love you.
Hello,
Miss
Eagle.
you too. I hope you're feeling better tonight. So,
Uh,
good to see you around. Um, I just got a hungry boy tonight. We're just kind of rambling about some Doctor Who tonight, but hey, but thank you everybody for being here. So, oh my God, this chat is like insane. I mean, which I love it. This is great. It's like bouncing. You know, Hungry and I talk about our squirrel streams, and the chat's like squirrel now. We're on Diet Coke. Other people representing Diet Coke to now Kylie Minogue and stuff like that. So
this is Invasion of the Squirrel Snatchers. That's like everybody's a squirrel tonight.
yeah, I saw that. I saw Admiral Teague's thing about what he called it on Twitter, and they're coming after you. Yeah, I tell you what.
You know what? Clubby has the
Brian, I will
Clubberinos.
tell you when I do talk, if I do talk about it, it will
Yeah.
be in the generalist of terms.
Yeah.
But I promise, I'd rather have you hanging out here. I mean,
Thank you.
honestly, I use this as a chance to blow off steam. But yeah, I will warn you, and I'll try to make sure to warn you. But I will. Can I at least say I was probably more receptive to this
Mm,
episode than the first two?
mm. I
But
hear you.
hey, it's not all bad though. So, but I'll stop it. Yes, hot. Yeah, okay. Uh, so let's see. Oh, here you go. Meg too. The Ruby Rose isn't going to be in it. Who will join my big
Oh,
toy
no,
time?
I knew that. That's why I'm going to watch the movie because she's not in it. There's
I
only
didn't even know.
one.
I forgot she was
Oh,
in the first one. I didn't even know that.
she was terrible in the first one. Terrible. I mean, the bottom line, Ruby Rose will not bother to act unless the director is risking getting in trouble for yelling at her. So she was good in one movie, one television show, one singular thing. And it's not. It's a film that I thought I wouldn't like, but then I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it was the third Triple X film with Vin Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that she plays a sniper who actually goes to Africa to shall we say take care of people who are poaching lions.
Right.
And I thought, okay, I can work with that. And some of her dialogue was good. She was still insufferable, but she was not so terrible that you wanted to go to the bathroom and throw up. You know, like
I
in
thought you were going to
Batman.
say something else, but hey, either one works.
I don't do that. I don't make those comments. You know, I don't make those comments. I don't do that.
No. I meant number two.
Oh.
That's what I meant.
But regarding the Doctor Who companions, it's yes, Leela, but also number one Romana, played by Mary Tam, and then there's Sarah Jane Smith, and then there is, going back to the '60s, poor little Zoe Harriet, who the Doctor, who is at this point over 700 years old and a Time Lord, coming from a timeless society, even admits knows higher math and physics possibly better than he does. She is like a super freak superhero.
Yeah.
And sometimes some of the outfits she wears, oh my God, mwah, chef's kiss.
Oh my gosh. Hey, look, we're back on 80s music. I forgot Tiffany also redid
I hate that
Locomotion.
song.
Yeah.
And so
Tiffany also
Kylie did
redid it. I think We're Alone Now. It's like everybody's other song. So, but let's catch through the chat real quick. Leela, played by Louise Jameson, is the correct answer. So agrees with you. Let me see. Let's see. Kylie dated Michael Hutchins. He was all choked up when they broke up. We'll do.
Bad joke. Bad
Okay.
joke. Bad
Leela,
joke, Tegus.
Leela for the win. Hey, Eagle Rider, we love you, and we hope the best for you, and just hopefully we can make you laugh tonight a little bit too. Hey,
Jess, yes, you did.
just another red shirt. Jenna Coleman. I thought Jenna Coleman was hot. I really, but like it became insufferable. But what do you think? It's more the
Grr.
actress, or was it more the writing?
It was the writing. It was the writing,
Okay.
not the actress's fault at all. You and I agree with this all the time, and
Yeah.
other people agree with this all the time. We do not blame the. It's like The Village again. Bryce Dallas Howard, not her fault. Not her fault. Not her fault. And you have actually, yeah, actually there was, I can't remember her name, but there was one, the sister of Bryce Dallas Howard in The Village, right? The one who got rejected by Joaquin Phoenix and she was crying. Remember?
Mhm.
She is actually a voice actress on Archer, the animated series. She's fantastic. The
Mm.
script let her down. So
Yeah.
you never blame, you
Oh,
never,
the whining, screaming girl, right? I love you. You're my soul. I got everything for you. Just scream. I love forever. Sorry.
Yes, but that's not her fault. That is the
I know
director.
that's not her fault. It was just. I know it wasn't her fault, but
M. Night,
Shooter
M.
comes in
Night
with
Shyamalama Bing Bong. We hold you accountable.
Shooter comes in with the other one that actually, Karen Gillan, redhead, enough said. So
Yes. Agreed. I just don't like the scripts that she was given. There were some great scripts, but I mean, Little Miss Gillian is fantastic. She's great. But if somebody gives her a bad script, and see, it's like comic books. What some people don't understand is if you are offered something very high profile with a huge budget, like playing Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy, you have to take it. You absolutely have to take the role, because otherwise they will call you a prima donna and you will have an informal blacklist. And there are some roles you can't turn down, even if you think this could go pear-shaped, this could go sideways. And
Yeah.
I support her as an actress in anything she does. I support a lot of actresses and actors in anything they do, even if they've been in something that our fan group continuum considers horrible. There have been some horrible things where I don't blame the actress at all.
Yes, Jess. Welcome in, Jess. Yes, Jess. We are somehow on Doctor Who talk tonight.
Yes, we are,
We
Jess.
just naturally we started with no topic, nothing else, and
Oh, Donna. Yes, Donna. Oh, Jess, thank you.
Yeah,
I love Donna.
right.
She
I
was
am so far behind on
fantastic.
this chat. Thank y'all for the workout tonight. So, uh, but I'll try to catch up. The acting in the Village was good. Twist was weak. We talked
Yes.
about that in our the Pillage of Village. It was the writing, it was the twist, as you can see, coming from 10 miles away. Like, yeah,
Or more.
or more. Yeah, Red Shirts are Donna started out intentionally insufferable, turned out to be one of the most sympathetic companions.
Yes, good writing. There was a
Exactly,
character
Eagle
arc,
Rider. Blame actors for bad acting, not bad plot.
right? Thank you.
Exactly.
Oh, what a
So,
great chat. God, the chat
I
is on
know.
fire tonight. God, you guys are
We
so
feel the
good.
Potential.
You guys are so good. And this is the magic. I don't know what you did. Maybe you've got a Zuni fetish. We talked about that, how there are actual Zuni sculptures that have magical and metaphysical power. But these off the cuff, hey, let's just do something. We don't know what we're going to talk about. Hey, let's just go on air and see what happens. And suddenly you and I have a bit of chemistry, and then the chat comes in and they say, hey, let's add some paprika to this jambalaya, huh?
Jess asked about Donna, the actress's name, and if you see Mrs. Dadman walking, posting, that's me tonight because of the technical difficulties. I'm on the Mrs. computer tonight, so I'm really limited on what I can do and things. So we're lucky that Hungry Boy got on tonight. We really are. So Thank you for everybody being here. I appreciate y'all being here. I got to check out my computer tomorrow because I don't know what the hell happened to my StreamYards in the course of 30
Mm.
minutes. So, exactly. So the actress that played Donna, I remember my wife and the kid.
Catherine Tate. Catherine
Okay,
Tate. Catherine
they.
Tate. Catherine Tate.
I think Donna's one that had to grow on them. I believe, if I'm correct. So,
Oh,
and
she's
I.
great. I mean, the thing is, for anybody in the stream, anybody in the chat who likes Donna, I was a fan of Catherine Tate for years before she got on Doctor Who because she is a beloved female comedic actress in Britain. So because we don't have the bloody money or the wherewithal to make any good shows here in Australia. We actually rely on the BBC and ITV and like all the British stuff to come here that we buy on the cheap or we get for free.
Mhm.
And Catherine Tate was one of those people. She had her own comedy show. It was a skit show with various characters that she would play. It kind of like Saturday Night Live, but it was run by a woman, run by Catherine Tate. And she is just brilliant as a comedic actress. So when
Mhm.
I saw there was like in Australia we get scenes for the next episode for Doctor Who back before she came on, and I saw her face and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy. Catherine Tate is going to be on Doctor Who. Gimme, 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 gimme.
Sarah, share your feelings with us, hungry boy. Actually, well, let's get you excited on something a little. Let's see. Let me make sure I hit all these
Hey,
real quick.
I like smart, talented women. You've
I
heard
know.
me talk
I
about
agree
this.
with you. I
But they
agree
got to
with
be
you.
tough like the missus. They got to be tough like the missus, or I'm not interested.
I would. So, yeah, Jess is talking about it being an anniversary year.
Mm. Oh, that's coming up. It's going to be a disaster. Jess knows what I mean. It's going to be a disaster. So we had the
Hmm.
50th anniversary. We're coming up on the 60th anniversary because Doctor Who started in 63. So we're coming up, 60 years later. It's going to be a bloody disaster considering, the BBC owns Doctor Who, but the current BBC hates Doctor Who. And that just goes back to certain things that Star Wars fans understand about people owning a property, but hating the property. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And we're not getting
Yeah.
negative here. We're not
No,
doing
no, we're
that. But
not. Yeah. So, which anniversary is this?
Eagle, this is the 60th anniversary.
That's it.
60th for Doctor Who. For Doctor Who.
Yeah. Well, Hungry does not share. Hungry does not hold back his feelings very well. So he, what comes up, it comes out. But then again, that's kind of the motto of this channel. So
Hey, if
just
you guys are ever broke and want to make some money at poker, just play with me. You'll take all my chips.
exactly. I know I'm a bad gambler. I'm too cheap, and I lose all the time. So
Oh, I mean, Rose was good. We had Rose come up in the chat a moment ago. Rose was good until Rose was not. That's what I'll say. And there are a lot of characters like that. And then the thing is, you have the person who writes. You have the showrunner who writes a few episodes. Then you'll have a star writer who will write many episodes. And then you'll have people who write maybe 3 or 5 episodes of something. And you can have writers get in competition with each other and making these little changes to characters or representing them in ways that don't necessarily work, that are in competition with what the rest of us like, or the most of us like. So, Rose was a very complex character. And the actress was magnificent. I mean, we're going to go back to a moment where you have to say Rose is one of the top 5 companions, and Doctor Who fans will understand this. And even without context, Dad Man,
mhm,
I want you to watch this episode of Doctor Who, all right, which you probably haven't seen. I'm going to find you the link for later, all
mhm.
right? It's going to take me a while to get it to you. But the episode is just called Dalek. That's the name of the episode, just Dalek. And it stars Eccleston, who was the first Doctor Who after the series was canceled. Sylvester McCoy was the last Doctor Who in the classic run of the series, and then it got canceled, and it took years and years and years and years and years for the BBC to bring it back. And Eccleston was before Tennant. Okay, so Tennant was the second Doctor Who after Eccleston. And there's an episode very early on, I think it's the second episode, maybe the third, called Dalek. And Rose Rose is in that one, and she is integral to that episode. And you really see the actress's chops. You
Mm-hmm.
really see Billie Piper's chops, her acting chops, her intelligence, her emotional wherewithal in that episode. And it is deep, it is gut wrenching, and it also is one of the few times you see PTSD truly introduced into a science fiction genre episode or movie. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just magnificent. And I don't think anyone in the chat right now would disagree that Dalek is one of the all-time great New Who episodes. And we seem to have we seem to have some agreement in the chat here regarding Dalek, and you would really like it. You would really love it, Dad, man, because I mean
Mm-hmm.
it is tough. TUFF. It is a tough episode, and it takes guts to get through. Just like the
Mm-hmm.
Zuni segment
Yeah.
of the trilogy of terror. You have to have some guts to get through it.
Yeah, you
And there are
do.
some things that are said, and I will track it down, and I will send you a link because I know
All
where to
right.
find it on archive. All right, and
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't seen this episode, right? You haven't seen it with the tall
Nope.
Eccleston doctor.
Nope. I saw
Oh,
only a couple of those Eccleston ones. So,
hmm. Thank
the
you, Jess. Thank you, thank you.
just, just, yeah, Daisy hopes the 60th is well written. I haven't even gotten to the funny meme I was going to show. Donna was good
Hmm.
because first season of the reboot, all the companions other than her wanted to jump the Doctor.
I know, I
Well, you know
know.
what? That's kind of cool that you get that where it's not all in terms of you know exactly.
Hmm.
So Catherine Tate. I actually some people have asked some questions in here, Hungry
Okay,
Boy, that we're going to come back and take. Let me just get caught up here.
that's okay. I'll
Let
shut up.
me see. No, no, you're good. Let's see. I fell way behind. 60th is a mini series, so I'm sad. Going to love 3D simulcast for the 50th. Who remembers the Christmas episode? Well, I guess they're now the holiday episodes or whatever. They changed the name. So, uh, um, yeah, 60 for those who still watch it. I loved Rose till you loved her. Yeah, that seemed to. Um, Mikey says James Bond celebrated 60 last year with No Time to Die. Oh gosh. Chin Paul. Episode Dinosaurs on the Spaceship. Shooter said Dalek was great people though.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess Ecclestein only lasted one season, didn't he? So
Yes.
he did not stay very long.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he was very popular at this time, and he also was a character actor in the sequel to the 28 Days film, which is a terrible pseudo zombie film, but he was a good character
Mm-hmm.
actor in the sequel, and he thought he was a rising star, and he said this in interviews, he did not want to become typecast as the Doctor because a lot of people who played the Doctor complained about being typecast as the Doctor. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, all the people who really played the Doctor well never made that complaint. Never made
Right.
that complaint. And Eccleston was really great as the Doctor, and he added something to it. But he just started getting this ego as an actor, and I think he really wanted to break into the USA stuff, and he did. He did actually because he was in the GI Joe movie,
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
and
Really?
yeah, he did actually break in, but then it didn't work out for him, and then things changed. But I'm not going to bitch about him. A lot of Doctor Who fans bitch about Eccleston, and we're not doing a bitch stream right now. You said at the beginning we're being positive, so I just want to be positive about his expression, his iteration of the Doctor, because it gave me everything I needed when I was in my 30s, and I was so happy the Doctor came back. And we were getting it in Australia for free. We got it on the ABC, which is the bastard redheaded stepchild of the BBC. And we had all the episodes like a week later, every week, every year for so long. And he had a lot of great episodes, but Dalek was certainly his best. And that allowed him to actually use not only his television and movie chops, and I'll bring up another movie he was in a moment, um, but it allowed him to really stretch his wings
Hmm.
and expand the character while expanding his own resume. Now, if you can do that without causing harm, if you can expand your own resume plus expanding the character, you have done good work while walking on this earth, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
And he did.
All right. Well, hey, we got a couple questions here. I want to catch up before we fall too far behind. And folks in the chat, feel free to opine. Hungry Boy, Brian Hepburn asks or says, Debbie Gibson greater than Tiffany? I agree. What
Tiffany was
say you?
incredibly annoying. Debbie Gibson has been an actress on television and in movies, and she wasn't annoying. So I have to say Debbie Gibson wins and agree with you.
Exactly. I wonder if anybody else thinks what they think about that. And we have Mikey Susie Ford says Elle McPherson 1 million times better than Kylie Minogue.
Don't even start. Mikey, no. Mikey.
I
No.
Why the hate for Kylie Minogue? I thought she was attractive. I liked her.
Okay. I can, let me put this in perspective for you.
Okay.
Regardless of how well somebody does what they do, if you
Hmm.
get oversaturated with them, you might learn to not like them in a very intense way. Like a lot of Americans, regardless of how well the songs were constructed, cannot stand Bon Jovi or Bruce Springsteen because they were on the radio too much
Yes, I
all the
agree.
time.
I despise Bon Jovi. Period. To
Okay,
this day.
so Kylie Minogue is the Bon Jovi of Australia.
Oh, well, see, she wasn't over here that much. I think that's the one thing where might have more tolerance. Is there was that one song, Locomotion. They played all like crazy, and then it was gone, and then you never heard from her again, unless
Hmm.
you're a real close fan.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh
Fair enough.
man.
I mean, there are a lot of people, actors and singers that Americans, okay, they get oversaturated with and they say, I can't take it anymore. But in Australia, we only get a little bit of it. We're like, whoa, why? What's the
Oh,
problem?
I know.
the,
Hey,
uh,
what did I do, Eagle Rider? I didn't do anything. What did I do? So, but hey, like we
no,
say
Jess
here,
is,
if you like your people, you like your people. And Admiral Teagues, yeah, I remember Debbie gives us from Long Island up there. So, uh, I
Jess
noticed
is hilarious.
Jess is talking about some of the Doctor Who stuff, like show, Eccleston showed the
Yep.
Doctor PTSD after getting of a time war, not happy go lucky like the next two.
Right on, Jess. Right on.
So it's like a balance of dark and light, kind of, yeah, more grim
Well, yeah,
type
and
of
see that's the thing where sometimes television does stuff better than comic books, and Clubby has complained about this.
Eminem. Eminem. That's
Eminem.
right. Yeah.
But you don't just swing to dark for like 5 years and not have the pendulum swing. Whereas the Doctor swung from one thing to the other. And the great thing, I might get in trouble with the chat here, but I really like the Sylvester McCoy episodes because it
Hmm.
would go from incredibly light and silly to incredibly dark, and even doing like basically a horror film, a 1960s horror film encased in a Doctor Who adventure, especially a certain one that involved vampires rising from the sea. Let's see if Jess knows what I'm talking about. I know Daisy knows what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Well, yeah, we've got some non-Springsteen fans out here. Yeah, Dad's
Born
too.
to run.
Slippery when wet. Yeah, I remember Slippery when wet. Yeah, and Brian Hepburn
Uh,
would take Kylie over Bjork. So,
you heathen.
oh,
You heathen.
oh my, he knows what
Blasphemer.
he knows what.
Blasphemer. I mean, the only thing though is that Bjork does silly stuff for the sake of doing silly stuff.
Uh,
I mean, there's and some of her MTV videos. I wish I could go back in time and just scrub that out of my memory banks
uh,
because some of them are bloody stupid, especially back in the mid to late '80s. And Bjork will do silly stuff for the sake of doing silly stuff because it qualifies as creative, and I don't like people doing that. This is why I'm not a David Lynch fan. He did 3 good movies, and the rest of everything he did was garbage.
David
You
Lynch.
know,
Why should I know that name?
because he actually did the 1984 Dune film, the first adaptation of Dune. And he also did Eraserhead, which is absolute garbage.
Okay.
Um, Eraserhead is pure garbage, and but it got a lot of attention because it was being creative, funky, and weird for the sake of being creative, funky, and weird. And I don't agree with that. If you don't have a plot line, if you don't have an actual reason for the plot happening, by the end of your film, I despise it. Just like Jacob's Ladder. I despise Jacob's Ladder. I always will. Don't fake me out until the end. Mystery
Uh,
box bullshit. I do not like mystery box bullshit, and I don't like a fake ending to something. You know, oh, we have all these demons and supernatural occurrences. Oh, guess what? It was just a guy dying in a helicopter having a death dream. Screw you!
all right. Well, hey, I will try to pull up another funny. I actually cannot find the ones that I wanted to find that caused this other thing today because it was right way too funny. But hey, but let's see. Add it to the stream.
Nightio,
Where,
Tigas, great to
all
see
right.
you. Nightio.
Good
Yep.
night, Teague. Hey, where do you want these? Stick them in the back with the iPhone 4s.
Ah! Oh, can't get you out of my head. Thanks, Jess. No, I can't get that out of my head.
Oh
Oh, I hate that
gosh,
song.
yeah. Hey, hey.
Ah.
At least you don't have less miserables going through your head when you're trying to
Ah.
friggin' work and do everything else and stuff. And like, I'm just like so screwed. Like, you look down, or just whatever. It's just like out of nowhere it comes. It's crazy. So anyway, all right. Eagle Rider has a weakness for the Jersey Boy rockers. Even though they tend to be salty rock that I usually like. Yeah, see, that's what always growing up kind of was. Bon Jovi was thrown in this quote metal category,
Mm.
and it was like, what was metal about them? Even at their roughest, it was like it just did not seem metal to me per se. So
I mean, despite my accent, being an Antipodean, being from the land of the koala and the wombat, if something is less hard than AC/DC, I don't consider it metal.
yeah, yeah, I
I
I,
mean,
I agree. That's
it's a
what.
long way to the top if you want to rock and roll with the
Mhm.
bagpipes. Okay, if it is softer than that, it's not metal.
Oh, by the way, I just saw this. What Teague said. That catch you guys on the replay.
Mm.
Hey Teague, age is a state of mind. I'm up till 2 o'clock in the morning. I will get up, go to work, sit through a class tomorrow.
Hey, Jill's here. Jill,
You can sleep
yay!
later. You can sleep later. Jill's here. Hey Jill. Hey, welcome. Hey, there you go.
And there's
Good to see
something
you,
else up
Jill.
here too.
Yeah, let me go through. Let me. I was going to say, and like Eagle Rider said too, is creativity needs to be legit. Some people do
Yes,
stuff just to
yeah,
claim to be creative. Some people do stuff for publicity stunts.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and I agreed. I mean, the creativity is what's so cool. Seeing
The
an
only
idea.
time I have a problem with that, the only time I have a problem with that, it's really clear when, and we're not going to talk about it because we're on a positive stream here. And luckily, Doctor Who didn't do this much until recently. The thing is, I don't like it when someone who is, say, 22 years old and an actor or actress who's getting their first big break gets lured in to do publicity stunts. And scientifically, in terms of biological science, and the missus knows about this, by the way, these days with the current generation, until you are 25 years or older, you're still having an adolescent brain and adolescent brain reactions, and you can be conned very easily. So the people who are 22 right now are the equivalent of 14 to 16 years old intellectually and cerebrally and neurologically back when you and I were teenagers. And I don't like people who are young in the brain being manipulated by people who are older in the brain and working for big corporations. I don't like that. I get very upset over that.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of times they're not encouraged to think. They're just follow
Mm,
the corporate thing. Hey, make sure y'all hit that like button, folks, if you haven't already. We've had
mm.
like 12. I think we're at 8 likes, but hey, thank
What a
you for
group
coming
chat.
and hanging out. You guys have been on fire tonight.
Mm.
Make sure you're still subscribed because weird things happen. If you haven't, feel free to subscribe. Like we talked about, I'm going to keep Hungry Boy up for 48 hours. I'm just kidding. 50
I'll
hours
try,
for
dude.
sleeping.
I'll try. See, the thing is with my insomnia, I will give it a go, but I'll just probably pass out. And then, and then you have to forgive me for passing out.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Hey, I've fallen asleep on Mark before. In Fortnite, he's like, "Damn man, go to bed." I'm like, "What? You're running into the tree?" And I was like,
And
"Some of the
If
radio
Jill,
Eagle Riders, some of the radio stations and stuff down here in the South
mm,
put him in the metal category. Some of the record stores put him in the metal category."
and I would love, out of respect to Jill, because I didn't get to talk to her on Clubby Streams, thanks to
Hmm.
StreamYards. If Jill could put in the chat what her favorite moment in Doctor Who is, even if she's only seen 3 episodes, just a
Hmm.
moment, not even the episode. If she could just say, "I really like this in Doctor Who,"
Yeah.
that would be great. I would love to hear Jill's opinion on that, because Jill actually, and I don't suck up to Jill. I only give compliments. She and I talked about this before. I do not give flattery. I give compliments. There's a big difference. Jill is an incredible brain, and she can dissect things, but appreciate things,
Oh
right?
my God.
So she
Yeah.
doesn't just dissect things. She doesn't just analyze things, but she finds things to appreciate, and she espouses upon those things that we should appreciate in a beautiful way, but she has a sense of humor about it as
Yep.
well. So Jill is one of the
Exactly.
best channels you can ever find. So always subscribe to
Exactly.
this channel, Dama's channel, but please just give Jill's channel a try.
Yep.
Listen to some of the things that she's talked about with Star Trek and other things,
Hmm.
especially TOS and the animated series. And if you like even a moment of what you hear, click
Yep.
the like button. It
Yep.
doesn't cost you anything.
Nope. I'll follow people, subscribe, whatever you got to do.
Hmm.
Hey, definitely. Yeah, Jess is messing with our mind. Yeah, seriously. Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Spice Girls. Yeah, that would get way worse in my head. Yeah. Now, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, greater than Bruce Springsteen. So
I vaguely remember that name.
I
Vaguely
remember
remember.
one song they did for a movie, I think. So it's like okay, and then, yeah, this is about true. Yeah, I agree. I never like listened to Springsteen, but hey, so oh man, what is all creatures? Oh, that's for me. That's
Oh, don't bring that up. Oh, you were doing that just to make me hurt. Just another red shirt, because we had to suffer that damn show in Australia. And first off, when it first came out, and then reruns for years, and it was taking up oxygen and taking up space. That could have
okay.
gone to a good science fiction show. All creatures great and small. God, I hate
Dang,
that
look
show.
at this. Eagle Rider's done a 48-hour stream before. Man,
Mm,
I will say the last 24 hours where I did one topic,
mm.
one thing, which is Fortnite, was the harder of the two because it was one thing the whole time. I know Lisa and I were like at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're like, we got to stop and just talk. It's just like,
Yeah, I hear
and
you.
then we got reinforcements from the missus and Appion, and then we were like, okay, we finished. So,
Appion's
all
great
right.
people. Appion's great people, and he's very
Oh,
funny, and also he does the best Bane impersonation
yeah,
I've ever heard on the internet. So that's
yeah.
good. And
Yes,
Appion, you're
exactly. I
lurking.
agree.
Love you.
I agree. Eagle Rider, our Southern labels and radios were dumb butts. I will. Red shirt. That's why I mute myself when I'm not talking on a stream. If I doze off, no one can hear me snore.
Yeah, see
Oh,
the thing is if you have insomnia, you think I've got to mute myself before I pass out. And then you pass out before you can mute yourself.
well, hey, Eagle Rider, you have a lot of flattery here. You got great wisdom, great wit. I agree with you and love your
Yeah.
takes on Bon Jovi, and a hell of a proud of a 48-hour stream. Not you're tougher than me. So
I can't do flattery, but I can compliment you. I'm sorry. I'm biologically incapable of flattery. But I will compliment you, Eagle Rider. I will love what you say in the chat. I love the way
exactly.
that you can make a comment. This is compliment, not flattery. You can make a compliment that is increasing the value of the conversation about a subtopic, but then you can quickly segue into something that brings up another topic that has incredible value intellectually and artistically to the conversation. So there's your compliment, no flattery.
Yep. Exactly. Flattery, a compliment. I think compliment's a better word to use because it connotates a seriousness, a meaning of it.
Hmm.
Flattery could be a little more
Well, you can
not as
disagree
serious
with
or not
what
as many.
with flattery, you can disagree with what somebody says, but you want to get clout from that person.
Right.
So you lie to them and give them a positive comment, and that's the thing why flattery is garbage. Flattery is just sucking up. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Flattery is sucking up no matter what you think. With a compliment, if you don't agree with what somebody says, you can't be positive about it. That's the difference about a compliment. A compliment is objective. And I love that. Oh, thank you, Jill. Oh, thank you. That's a great response, Jill. Great response. Love that.
Yeah. Brian said that they were the band that did Eddie and the Cruisers. That's what I remember. So, Jess has gone to the effort of updating the profile pic. So Jess has updated the profile pic for the Doctor Who. So, let's see. Jill said she liked the episode, showed more about the Daleks. I've only seen New Who seasons 1 to 3, working on the rest.
Good.
Yeah. Shooter says Captain Jack will get you high tonight. Talk about Jack Harkness.
Boy, won't he? He was a bit of a saucy character.
Yes.
And he got his own show.
Jill, Jill, don't put your kids to bed. They can help you stay awake. Give them candy and all kinds of cool stuff.
That's funny. But Jack Harkness was such a you probably don't know this, Dad Man, but Jack Harkness was such a popular character. He got his own spin-off show immediately called Torchwood. Immediately. And it is a great show.
I remember hearing about Torchwood or Jack Harkness. Okay.
Jill would love Torchwood because Torchwood, the idea behind Torchwood, although it was subconscious, not unconscious.
Good night, Red Shirt.
Good night, Red Shirt. Jill would like Torchwood, which is a spinoff of Doctor Who, because it's basically all like the Horda episode and the Obsession episode of Star Trek TOS. They're going dark, but not too dark. And there's a lot of attention to the science fiction aspect of things versus the fantasy aspect of things. So I hope that Jill will try out Torchwood at some point, if she can catch the episodes without commercials, etc.
Yep. Well, let me look at a couple other comments we got back here. So, Mikey was asking you need to see a 4-hour Dune by pseudo director Alan Smithy. See it before David Lynch poked it to death. Not familiar with that one. Jill said, I've only watched the new Who so far. Enjoyed the Titanic Christmas episode and then the one where the kid merged with a gas mask because aliens didn't know, like the Telosians.
Oh, yeah. Telosians.
Yeah. All right. So then Mikey says again, Dune with Alan Smithy is greater than Lynch's redone Dune.
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
Oh, my goodness. So, hey, all right. All right. Let's just, I think we're caught up to the chat. No, say the, yep. It's all good. We are having fun tonight. Everything's really, really cool tonight. Hey, I got a great guest here that's really getting me excited tonight. Hey, you keep it up, Hungry Boy. You're fine tonight.
Okay.
Lonzo was awesome. Gwen got a little annoying. They brought her back from that Eccleston episode with Dickens.
I just, Jess, we got to hang out on a stream sometime because you and I seem to be very simpatico about how these stories, and I stress stories, play out, and also appreciation of the actors and actresses who play them. But I'm agreeing with everything you're saying here, and that's kind of rare.
Yep.
Between me and other people.
And Eagle Rider, hey, I'm sure that they look good. I'm sure they look good even on muscle relaxers. So
slightly naughty, but acceptable.
Exactly. We all like it. We're after midnight, so.
Oh yes, Jess. Yes.
Oh, are you my mummy? What's so creepy? Wait, is that a Doctor Who one?
Yes, it is. Yeah, she's referring to the kids in gas masks. That is. I'm not gonna do spoilers. That is a gut-wrenching episode.
Which Doctor was it though?
I believe that was I'm not sure. I think that was Tennant, but it may have been Matt Smith. It's been years since I
might have seen that one then. I just didn't recall it.
Daisy will know. Daisy can answer, or Jess. And oh boy,
Shooter's thinking Tennant, but Jess is saying Eccleston.
Okay, and Jill is saying ninth. Okay. Oh boy. It was, I mean, actually, it's very terrifying because my grandparents, we had World War II problems here in Australia. People don't
Mm-hmm.
know it, but we actually had an attack on one of our major cities. And with the gas mask thing, with this particular episode that's being referenced, that is in reference to the Blitz, the bombing of England, particularly London,
Mm-hmm.
and all the things that happened. You hear the stories from your grandparents about how uh, parents would die and children would be retrieved, and then they would get sent as orphans to Australia and other places. And it's just it. It's in regards to what Script Doctor on Midnight's Edge refers to as subtext in writing. There's so much subtext there, and it's horrifying and gut wrenching, but it's
Mm-hmm.
beautifully written. It's beautifully written, but it's something that, and I think Jill understands this, and I think Jess and Daisy understand this. There are some things that are emotionally, not visually,
Mm-hmm.
horrifying enough that you can only watch them once. Like The Elephant Man by David Lynch. I've only seen that film once. I can never watch it again. It's one of the three films I say that
Yep.
he did well and beautifully. I can only watch that film once. And I cannot handle stuff about orphans having a bad go of
Yeah.
it. I can't handle kidnapping stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Right.
handle I can't handle bad things happening to people under 18, if you know what I mean.
No, I agree. I'm right there with you. I agree. I can't. I have no. I just it's. Give me cringe, sawing. I mean, you give me things all that all the time. I can deal with it, but there's just some things I can't deal with. But Pop Culture Republic saying last interview I saw with Lynch, he's pretty much done with the Doom movie. Seems like it was a bad experience for him. Fans may
Mm.
never get a director's cut of that movie from him. And I
Yeah.
think that Lynch, is that the '84 one or is that the new one?
No, no. Lynch was 84. Certainly not the new one. And the thing was that he just took so many liberties with the visuals and the casting, and that can be another
Hmm.
thread, another stream for another time. But I read the book when I was 11. I
Hmm.
read the novel when I was 11, so I had very specific visuals in my head because Frank Herbert had some specific visual cues in his writing for the Navigators, for Baron Harkonnen, for Fade Routha, for all the major characters. And Lynch basically has this thing where, I'm sorry to say this, he is fascinated by perverse and deviant stuff. And so he's
Hmm.
got to throw that in a
Hmm.
subtextual or visual way into his films, even if the story he's adapting doesn't
Hmm.
have that. And I don't agree with that. I've had a problem with that since I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I see Dune
Yeah.
and they're turning the Navigators into something like what H.R. Giger would illustrate for Alien, I've got a
Right.
big problem with that. I got a
Yeah.
big problem with that. And when they have Paul Atreides, one of his relatives, speaking in a creepy, perverted voice when there was no creepy, perverted stuff with that character, I've
Hmm.
got a big problem with it
Yeah.
because that's just the director inflicting their crap
Right.
into something,
Well,
you
in
know?
some
And
some ways, we kind of talked about it with Temple Doom. We
yeah,
talked about certain
yeah,
scenes with certain themes, and it's like, holy
yeah,
crap, shocking at the time.
yeah.
And do we really need it? So let's get on back on the happy stuff. Okay,
Yay!
we got dark there for a little bit, but let's keep everybody waiting. We got 13 people still watching
Well,
us.
the only reason I went dark is because the chat
Yeah,
said something and I had
yeah,
to address it, and I feel a responsibility to the
yeah.
chat. But now that I answered it, we're
Yeah,
done. You know?
exactly. So we're gonna go forward, but yeah, exactly. We gotta talk to the chat, answer the
Mm.
chat, things like that. But and some of them
I
can't
love the
help.
fact that I just got to say I love the fact that Shooter, who I adore, and he's one of my fellow Antipodeans. He's a fellow combat wombat, right?
Uh huh.
Um, and I mean, Shooter remembers a lot of good Aussie stuff, even though he's younger than me.
Yeah.
The thing is, I love the fact that he's also what we refer to as a Whovian, a Doctor Who fan.
Right.
And everything he says, Shooter has never.
Okay.
I've been seeing Shooter comments and
Yeah.
chats for like a year. He's never said a dumb thing once.
No,
Credit
but
to
you know
him.
what his thing is? He's taken. He talks about. I guess this happened. Jack tells Rose the gun came from a special factory. He went there
Mm.
once. It's now a banana plantation. Of course, he has to back off Jess, who's doing this. Yeah, man, we'll appreciate those episodes. Remember, the doctor says, don't lose the banana. Excellent source of potassium.
That's
I'm
true.
like,
It's also an excellent source of contained radiation.
well, it's also one of my main characters in Fortnite. Yeah, Billy the banana.
And I love your Frankenstein banana. And just to back up the channel, who designed that for you? Who drew that avatar for you?
Uh, hey, listen, Eagle Rider. I love saying stupid shit all the time, and I like double down. And I specialize in that, and half of it's by blind luck and accident. My kid Ang made this.
Yes, you did.
Uh, my kid made this creative between the banana of from Fortnite Peely and knowing that I was going to go into sports and specifically football last year, combined it together and with the stitching and and actually got two different versions. I even got one with stripes. So
Ooh.
you
Oh,
know,
you're going to have to share that one with me later in DM. I want to
no,
see that. I want to see the stripes.
no, I can do it right now.
Ooh,
Right
okay.
there we go. All right, there we go.
Oh, that's good too.
Yep,
I
yep,
like that.
exactly. And thank you, Jess, for dropping Ang's link over
Thank
there
you,
on the
Jess.
Twitch side.
Thank you,
So if y'all
Jess.
on Twitch, go give Ang a follow. Consider subscribing. And if you play Fortnite, use the code ANGOWO in the Epic Games Store to help her. Ang became an Epic partner last year.
Mm.
And when you spend money, it can get some parts off of that. So uh, happy Canadian Star Trek Day. I don't even want to know. Let me
I'm
go
not
back.
going to explain. I'm going to let Jill explain that. I'm not going to explain, but I'm happy she put that in
All
there.
right. Well, maybe Jill, is that today or is it something else to deal with another time? Uh, let's see. Um, okay, let's do a funny here. We're gonna do this. You know. Uh, but yeah, let's see. But I'll do something real quick. Hey, but Eagle Rider. Hey, we know we all have things, but hey, you're one of the greatest people I know around. That's
Mm,
really got a lot of cleverness to you, and you're always awesome and witty and quick with a
mm.
great response, and that's well loved and can't be undervalued by people. You
Thank you,
know
Jill. Thank you.
exactly.
Oh, Jill, we talked about this, you and I, before. I was lucky enough where Mantrap was the first Star Trek I ever
Yeah,
saw.
yeah.
First Star Trek, and I love it because Jill knows I love the monsters. I love the complex monsters.
Well,
I
wait,
love. Oh,
Mantrap. Oh, no, sorry, it was Kirk. I'm never mind. I got
mm.
confused with characters. Sorry, he's the lady's trap, maybe, but
Oh,
sorry.
he is a ladies' trap. The thing is, and Jill talks about this too, and you talk about this with people who misinterpret Star Wars stuff all the time. Everyone, I hate it when people say, "Oh, Kirk was basically this on the hunt for Poon character," and there's almost no episodes in Star Trek TOS where he's actually kissing or manhandling a woman. He's actually resisting urges all the time. And Jill talks about this,
Yeah,
and so do her
yeah,
co-hosts, where people who don't know Star Trek make fun
yeah,
of Kirk about being a poon hound. He's not. He's
yeah.
not at all. They didn't watch the damn TOS series
Well,
or
good
the
night, Pop
animated
Culture
series.
Republic. Good to see you, sir.
Good night, Pop. Thank you for
Yeah,
being
not a
here.
man trap. I like that, dude.
Oh man, no, he's not. Oh.
We're having fun with it. We could. Mike, salt tablets are not your friend. Oh, oh gosh. Oh, you're great. Well, hey,
Oh,
let me
poor
share
old
it.
DeForest Kelly. For Jill, poor DeForest Kelly in that episode. Oh, that was one of the earliest but best episodes of Star Trek TOS that anybody could
Yeah.
ask for. Beautiful, beautiful.
All right. Well, we're gonna go back to Doctor Who for a second. Yeah. You see, you people, you're getting me sucked into Star Trek even more. I'll
Eh,
get
you
y'all.
know.
I'll get y'all sucked into sports ball a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's all fair. Hey, we learn from each other. We become greater. But
Quid
hey,
pro quo. Quid pro quo, Clarice. They said
yes,
in Silence of the Lambs.
yes.
No. You go right. No.
Okay, all right, let's go with this, especially to you coffee lovers out there. God,
Yay!
we have hit 206 and there's still 13 people with us tonight. Is that something or
Oh,
what?
that's good.
Yeah, all right. Caffeinate. Shut up and take my money.
Caffeinate, caffeinate.
Oh, oh my gosh. I tell you. Like I can't even find the one that out there.
Hmm.
Oh, oh, I'm kind of neutral on coffee, so but oh yeah, make Kirk's main ladies Enterprise first, most encounters are ladies stay focused.
Yes. Well,
Oh,
actually, Jill, there are a lot of times I suspect that the only reason that Kirk is quotation marks engaging with ladies is to save the Enterprise. It's always the Enterprise first. That is his mistress, his wife, his mother, his sister, his
hmm,
everything. It's all about the Enterprise.
yep, yep, definitely. I would say that. Good captain would do that, you know?
Oh yeah, that goes
Exactly.
back to maritime law in the 1700s and 1800s. And there were a lot of undertones and subtext, script writing subtext about that in Star Trek, where you look at maritime stuff,
Hmm.
and you look at the captain's relationship to the ship and then the crew, and the captain is always last on the list of concerns for the captain, last on the list.
Hmm. All
Ah,
right.
nice one, Eagle. Nice one. But that's also
My,
true of the Doctor. Getting back to Doctor Who, that's also
yeah.
true of the Doctor and the TARDIS, even before the retcon. I don't like retcons. You can actually
Hmm.
see that in my avatar, and Claudia like this. I drew the thing with no retcon as his teeth, right? And
Hmm.
I don't like retcons, but the TARDIS often came first for the Doctor, often came first. And there were some
Hmm.
ugly episode moments in that. I mean, with William Hartnell, and you won't know this, and some other people won't know this, but I think Jess and Daisy will know this. There was a moment where William Hartnell threatened to throw people out of the TARDIS while it was in the time space vortex. That was a hard moment to take for Doctor Who fans
Mm.
because basically they would be trapped outside of time and space forever if he threw them out. And
Really?
that's a very nasty thing to threaten to people.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. So I got another funny one here for us. So
Yay!
yeah, I see. Yeah, we always called her terms about beauty and the love of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, regrets. Yeah. Which one is this? Kurt regrets. Which the which is that a movie or episode? The TWOK. Hmm. Kirk loves the Enterprise almost as Joan Collins from City on the Edge of Forever. Um, hmm. Do you really wish Hosh? All right. So, yeah, Mikey, that was true romance and exception. So, all right. Let me go with this one. Let's have another funny in here. With what we've got. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me see this. We're going to share here. Let's get another funny right here. Another Dalek. Another Dalek stream. And yeah. Kirk was a traitor romantic, ship and women. Had a huge amount of love. Not good at controlling it. Howdy, Alaska Jeff. Welcome in.
Hello,
Welcome
Alaska
in.
Jeff. Good to
Hey.
see you again.
Yep. Wow, we had so many people come through. Make sure y'all hit that like button tonight. And oh man, gosh, what kind of craziness! It's 2:11 on the East Coast, and we've still got 12 people watching us.
Oh, Jess, you are such a delight. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the things you're saying.
Okay. $4.51.
Yes, yes. Poor little Dalek 451.
All right.
Indeed.
Well, how about this? We got another funny one. Let's add this one in. It's so funny that my delay has moved from my computer to my wife's computer now because normally it pops right up for her. But yeah, never mind. Can it be easy for Dabin? No. This is a delay that's been happening for weeks.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. It's bad enough that the YouTube feed, you see the comments in YouTube before I can see it on StreamYard, but
Mm.
now it's like sitting here for there we go. Now exterminate the candle and make a demand. Hey,
Happy birthday, Dalek Emperor. Uh,
oh gosh. Uh,
oh,
oh,
Jill's had problems too.
this has been at least a week for me with either sharing video or just pictures, and it's quite lengthy at times. Is you know, but the missus has got it where it does not happen that long for her.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh! Well, we came to talk Ahsoka, and a Doctor Who stream broke out.
Why
Oh
not? Why
yeah.
not? I mean,
Oh,
there's a
Jeff, and
phrase.
Jeff, I never really understood Doctor Who too, but I found the more I hang around and listening to people like Hungry Boy, Daisy, Jill, and others, or Jess, I actually learn a little bit more. Not that I'll
Mm,
ever get all of it, but like what you talked about tonight, I always thought the Cybermen. What's the big deal? Because it's like
mm.
they're just robots. I look at them as just a stoic robot. We'll just outrun them or shoot them. I never understood or respected that they had the ability to actually take over people, to actually be a formidable force, and then what they did after that, So,
Chop shop, chop shop. They
yeah,
use humans in a chop shop.
yeah, exactly. So, I do wonder because I, Shooter saying Doctor Who's a better topic,
Good.
and then Jill throws Borg.
If we make you happy, we did the right
Yes,
job, right, Dad Man?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, Doctor Who was. I tell you what, I was never really a big Doctor Who fan, especially in the early days. I didn't deal with the black and white, even
Mm,
as a kid. Looking, like I said, I think it's one of those things. When I was really younger, I did not get into it because it looked old and whatever. I gauged everything against Star Wars.
mm.
You know,
Fair
when you're
enough.
younger, you're looking at excitement, blow explosions, and stuff like that, colors and all that, versus black and white. And then when Tom Baker came in with his
Yeah.
big poofy hair and his scarf, it's like
Big poofy hair.
it's like I'm like I'm like what he's what it was. I mean, it was a sign of the times in the '70s.
Dude, I
But
love you, and you understand this because you know south of the Mason Dixon line, you understand certain movies like Gator,
yeah,
okay, with and
Burt Reynolds.
you bring out a certain laugh in me from the guy who was the star of Gator,
Uh-huh.
okay, and
Yeah,
oh my god, oh geez, I love this, and I mean I understand that some people say that you know Doctor Who's not their thing, but
yeah.
I'm on the opposite but equal of you on this. So you say you compare Star Wars to everything else to Star Wars. I compare Doctor Who to everything else,
Well,
right?
yeah. Go
Because
ahead.
it's what we grow up with. It's what we grow up with in front of our
Hmm.
eyeballs when we're kids.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like animation, I'm always going to compare things to 1969, 1970 Scooby Doo, and 1965 Johnny Quest. I'm going to compare all animation to that stuff. And you're going to compare everything to what you saw when you were a kid.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
and I tell you what, it's weird frames of reference because and
Yeah.
this is one Eagle writer says here, favorite movies is Arsenic on Liz.
Great film,
If it's not the black and white, it just didn't hit me. But see,
right?
the Miss and I, one of the biggest disagreements we have is I don't like black and white movies. I watch the black and white Little Rascals, but I'm not drawn to them.
Oh, you're
And
wounding me.
well, but it's that thing of just not my thing that I got into. I mean, I
Mm,
probably would try it, and I don't dismiss them out of hand at least. But what I'm finding is that I find myself getting a little bit better and more stimulated intellectually by going into the fandoms and the areas where I'm not an expert, where I'm learning, where I'm
mm,
assimilating information. Like the Trek, the Doctor Who, in the art and the comic books communities and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm learning more from that. Uh, I still do what I want to between like get some gaming and talking sports, but some of the best streams I've gone into is actually learning from other people and their things. Because they don't really hit me. Will I ever be the biggest art comic book fan? No. Will I ever be the biggest Trek fan? Probably not. But I can have a little bit more respect for what help people like this stuff and actually enjoy it a little bit. Find ways to enjoy things.
Fantastic. And I love what's going on in the chat right now
Yeah.
between Mikey Seuss and Shooter, because, I agree with what Shooter's saying and I agree with what Mikey Seuss is saying. But the thing is, like with the Daleks, and this is something that Mikey Seuss probably doesn't know, in the 1960s, they had a time machine. The Daleks actually had time travel technology. So they could go back in time to eliminate what the Borg had in order to create the technology that made the Borg great. The Borg did not have that. The
Oh my
Borg did
God.
not have.
I
Yep.
gotta stop you. I gotta stop you. We got rated the great
Rated
maximum redstone.
Max. Oh, Max, master of the limerick. Max, I love you.
Vince
I hope you're
Clortho,
doing. Are you
Keymaster of
doing better,
Dozer.
Max? How's the health? I want to. I want to hear that you're doing
Yeah.
better, Max. Oh God, I adore you. You were one of the best parts of the 735 Club, and I'm not. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass because I'm incapable of
You
flattery.
know
Thank you,
what,
Max,
though?
for being here.
I always love it when Max comes in. It's an honor. And it's just
Max is
like,
great.
but it's like now I want to talk Ghostbusters.
Oh,
That would be a good one, the original one. So,
yes.
Alaska Jeff, no, I never saw that one. I've heard about it. But like I said, I would probably watch it now if the missus wanted to watch it. Um, Birth of a Nation is another one that I think I've heard that name, but it's just like I said. Um, I want to go back to something else. I think, okay, let me mark this. I'm trying to mark a couple things to come back to. Um, I just I think it's an age and appreciation thing because, like
Mm.
we talked about, I was going to disgruntledly hate Temple of Doom, was going to trash it and all that automatically, but then after watching it again all these years later, I'm like, okay, not as bad as I thought,
Mm.
you know, and stuff like that. It just really was, um, you know, it's just one of those things that I forgot where I was going with it, but basically, I wanted to hate it. I wanted to rip on it. I wanted to do all that stuff. But you know what? I gave it a chance, and
Mm.
it's not so bad. Still not the greatest, but it kind of moved up ahead of the communist one. So wow, good job. Glad to hear that. Always glad to see.
Thank you,
Yes,
Max, for
and
letting us
folks,
know. Thank you.
folks, if you have not seen it, please go back and watch Daisy Blossom in my chat
Mm.
the other night, where we did a couple hours on Temple of Doom, and see what she thought, see what I thought. You know, see, I break Clobby's heart, Hungry's heart with. I don't do that on purpose. I don't do that on purpose. But the daggum Busby Berkeley right out of the movie. Hey, I came for archaeology, and no, you
I
get
know.
Broadway musical.
No, when I was no, to be fair, and I said this when I was a teenager and I saw the film in the theater, I had the same reaction. But once I got into my 20s and 30s, I had a
Mm-hmm.
different reaction, because I loved 1930s to early 1950s movies, and I love a lot of crap movies, but I had to come to terms with that. And sometimes you just need a little bit more perspective. Get older, see things in a different way, and then, to be honest, see some other crap that's coming out which is much worse and compare it against that.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of people complain about Crystal Skulls, but I look at it from a different perspective, very different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, there's a lot of stupid shit in that movie, But there's a lot of stupid shit in every movie we could mention, with the exception of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Jill knows what I mean.
Right.
Uh, but it's not agreeing on 7 points and disagreeing on 5 points. When it comes to the temple between you and me and Daisy, it's like agreeing on most things from different sides of the equation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I got you. I got you. So, it's just funny how perspective and I think maturity, experience does a lot for you. Uh
Oh, Max is
oh.
slaying me here.
Uh-oh.
Max is another Who fan. I don't mean to interrupt, but see,
No,
like Max is always funny. He's always funny. He's never gonna say thing in any way that's an unfunny way. But the fact that he referenced the Dalek time
time
travel,
travel ability
that's
is always
ghetto.
ghetto. Ability to purpose they have since conquered raised surfaces. Wow.
It's so true. Because I mean, the thing is, Max understands what I mean. Compared to the TARDIS, the Dalek time machine process is a hoopty, and Max knows what I mean. It's a hoopty car. It's a bloody hoopty. I mean, it is just like a junker. It is like the Yugo car from Yugoslavia that was sold in the
Yeah.
1980s. I know exactly what you mean, Max, and you're 100% correct. You're slaying me.
Oh,
That is
it's
so funny.
it's it's oh,
Hoopty time travel. Go, Max.
oh,
Oh, I'm going to need an aspirin because I'm laughing so hard my ribs hurt. Oh, what
oh
a
my
great chat.
gosh.
What a great chat.
Oh, they are great. You all are great. Hey.
Getting my
Oh my
aspirin.
goodness. So,
Oh.
all right. How do we top this? Let me see. God, it's 2:22. We have gone almost. Well, we'll go another 15 minutes. We'll hit the 2 hour mark. How's that sound?
I got to hit Max back here. I got to hit Max back here. I got
About.
to ask you, brother. Okay, Max, I
Oh
just
wait.
want an honest
Hold on.
question. Do you prefer the 1970s Baker era Zygons to the retrofit that came later? That's all I need to ask. He knows what I mean.
Mhm. Yeah.
Max. Ah, Max is slaying me. Max likes making me laugh until my body hurts. He loves doing that. He's a little bit of a comedic sadist at times, and I don't mind whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh man. So let's see. Mikey says we talk about all five indie films and our ratings for each. Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
I think I missed one up there. What Mikey said, but yeah, Daisy and I are in the process of looking at least the four, at least the three. We're not sure about the nuclear refrigerator one. So, but
Ah,
yeah, Baker era Zygon were a bit more organic. But yeah,
tactful answer.
we are looking we are looking at Daisy and I are in movie two. Um, we were going to skip it, but we decided go ahead and try it, and so now we've got Last Crusade, which will be the end of this month coming up. So hey,
Hmm.
make sure to join us on the last Wednesday night of the month for that. Join us on next on the third Wednesday of the month when the great Ang will be with me again on Walking and Rambling.
Yay!
Yeah, you got a big cheer, Ang. So yeah. All right. There you go.
Was that Ang or was that
That
the
that,
missus?
that was Ang. Yeah, we want to hear more about image scraping and all that other stuff, and
Hmm.
chain blocks, blockchains or whatever. Oh God, that was quite crazy. I sat there, listened to Yo, and I was like, what? Or listened, heard the going, and I was like, what the hell is all this stuff? I just anyway, but yeah, I like when shoot, it jumps on you. The whoa, Yugos, if you survived, have held their value quite well. The Misty and I used to play a game when bad drivers would happen. We would get my in my country. We play a game called In My Country, and in my country, bad drivers got Yugos. So
Yeah. Yeah, but
Exactly.
the thing is, wh- this was before the whole Soviet Union fell.
Yeah.
So, what
Well, let me.
kind of cool car could they create under those
I
circumstances?
I agree with you. I agree with you. So this happened. Let me say, Jill looks like she's going into lurk mode. So good to see. Glad y'all could come and hang out. A lot of y'all coming out that actually had time to hang out. Always good.
Radio
Like
Jill.
IDO, and she'll be lurking. So
You
Max,
could actually give Jill a link for her to like be here for 3 minutes and then go to
uh,
bed.
I could, but listen, I can't do that because I kept it to us two tonight, especially with all the tech issues that I've
I
had
know. I'm
tonight.
just joking.
It's like
That's an in
I
joke. That's an in joke.
I know. It's like Jill's probably like, oh dear God, no, not another stream. But no, just but hey, it's all good.
Oh, nice one, Max.
I guess Spirit
Nice
Mouth has
one.
entered the chat. All right. Oh my gosh. So we got
Yakko smeared off.
yes,
Oh boy, we're old. Oh,
yeah, I know.
Max. Oh, we're so
That was such a
old.
good guy. I know.
He kills me,
Well,
Max.
hopefully I get up and make it up and get my butt moving by
Mm.
7 o'clock in the morning because I got a class to sit through tomorrow for half a day. So hey,
No.
yeah, fun.
Jeff.
I think I've seen that Blinks. Which one of the Angels had the phone box? I believe I've seen Blink. I know I've seen it. I don't remember specific scenes, but I do know. Let me do something real quick.
Shooter.
Oh no, what's he doing now? I
Good
tell you
night,
what.
Alaska Jeff. Good night.
All right. Oh, Jeff, hold on. I wanted to hit something Jeff said real quick before he leaves because I do want to jump on this real quick. I know we got sidetracked, and I'm not
Uh,
going to try to spoil anything for Brian Hepburn, but Jeff said earlier Rolling Chairs had a good discussion on Ahsoka. It's better than Mandalorian, but still lacking a bit. I will just say I am completely down on this series. It is dog squeeze. Tonight's episode was a little bit better in some ways. I actually gave it a better rating in the group that I was in watching it with than maybe some of the others, but it's this still it, my whole thing with everything that I've seen is it to me it's not Star Wars. It's just it's different. It's not like the big screen theatrical Star Wars. It's not like dynamic like the books to me are. And maybe that's part of my problem is adjusting to a new format. But I'll go into that another time in more detail. But I will say, like I said, tonight's episode was a little bit better. There were things about it that
mm.
I could enjoy, but it's still, when you end up enjoying MST through King a show, going in, it's you don't have much expectations. But hey, and I
And
tried.
Rift.
And folks, yeah, and Rift Tracks too. But folks, honestly, if you listen to the first time I talked about it a couple weeks, you probably were with me, Hungry. I
Mm.
honestly went into Ahsoka really trying to put behind all my biasnesses. Um, and all my prejudice. I wouldn't say prejudice. I'm just old school Star Wars, and that's the way it is. Because when you have your babbling leader talking about we had no source material, nothing to
I
work with, and
know.
all this other BS, it's like, and now you're purposely going out, bringing in
Yeah.
concepts like the world between worlds,
Yeah.
uh, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That was even hard. I didn't like the world between worlds in the EU. It was a concept I didn't like, but you cherry pick now after the fact, after all this big. No, the problem is you saw that
Max.
your stuff did not sell, it did not hit, and now you're trying to win people back with shallow gimmicks and stuff. So,
I know.
but
I
I will
know.
stop with that. We're gonna. Yeah. Well, at least we didn't get on Darth Maul. So,
I have to say, like Max,
yeah.
dude, you never disappoint. All right, I said this in the
Oh
735
my
club
gosh.
chat. I will
Yeah.
say it again. If you were in Australia and you were on a stand-up stage for comedy, I
Oh,
would be buying a ticket, and
oh
that
my
is
God.
compliment, not flattery. I
Holy
mean that.
shit. Holy shit.
You
I remember
swore.
this damn episode.
Swear jar for Dad Man. Swear
Oh my
jar.
God, this freaked the shit out of me when I watched it. Yes, Jess. Oh my God. Oh crap. Okay, gotta hide those image. Wow, she's. Let me get rid of that now.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I forgot. Yes, I have seen that episode. Yeah, congratulations, Jess. You just made my nightmares. So hey, uh, the Duke, the real Duke, is chairman of the Scottish Energy Commission. So yeah, all right, Jeff, if you're still here, that's my little scenario. But thank you. Good. Uh, the Weeping Angels. Yeah. Oh my God. Like I said, I think that's the perfect thing to get somebody like me in because it made that
Mm-hmm.
impression. I like the visuals. I like the things like that, and it just you could not ignore them. And yeah, it was like red light, green light.
Mm.
And actually, Shooter says the Weeping Angels the best new Who original villains. So
I'm
now
not
let
sure
me ask,
about that. I'm not sure about that, but I am willing to give you the benefit of the
well, we
doubt.
can have a poll about it in a few weeks whenever we talk about it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question real quick. Weeping Angels. I know the Daleks and the Cybermen go back to the black and white days.
Yes.
The Weeping Angels, are they a new
Totally
invention?
new. Totally new. They are after 2005. That's how new they are. They're after 2005. They're after Doctor Who came back. They are new Who television, but they're an example of good new Who television.
I agree with you. I was going to make that comparison to the Star Wars side.
Mm.
I mean, because like when Shooter says this comment here, yeah, it's like the common thing is sometimes the people like the droids better than they do the live characters and stuff, and
Mm.
and then you bring bad guys in. It's but when you can connect with that, those things made an impact. I mean, like I said, it is it is so it was so effective with me. It hooked me. It was that hook I needed. Whereas some shows
Yeah.
and stuff, when it gets slow, I'll check out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I
Oh
don't mind
gosh, Max
slow, but I do.
Redstone. Max
You'll.
Redstone. I America. You watch Netflix, and Soviet Russia Netflix watches you.
That's good. That's good.
Oh,
Oh, hello, Rod Thunderheart.
Rod Thunderheart. Hey, Rod's up.
Hello, Rod.
Oh, he's got insomnia too. Had to be up in 3 hours. Oh my goodness.
Can we bring up my appreciation of people below the Mason Dixon line for a moment in
Absolutely,
response?
sir. You can do that. Yes.
Okay, so there was a sci-fi fan from Virginia that I was having a conversation with at a con, and he said something very important to me that always stuck with me. He said, "I don't mind slow, but I do mind stupid."
Hmm.
And I appreciated that. Like
Yeah.
he can sit with something slow as long as it's intelligently presented. But the moment it gets stupid, he checks out. He
Oh
checks out.
gosh. Oh gosh. You know what about the Weeping Angels?
Mm.
Also, there's that one damn episode where the frickin' end. I think it was the frickin' end of it where like the damn Statue of Liberty was a weeping angel, like right outside the
I
building.
know. I know. Good
Like, oh my
episode. Good
gosh,
episode.
it's like that was like crazy. So, oh man. So, welcome in, Rod. Though, good to see you too. Oh my goodness, the chat tonight.
Mm.
All right. Oh, you got a pre-birthday coming up, Mikey Susie Ford. Oh, cool.
Hey. Oh, that's
Hey.
good. Okay.
All right.
Can you Mikey, we are linked to each other on Tweety, so can you like send me the specifics of that in a DM so I can remember? Because I'm old and my memory is faulty.
Mhm.
And hopefully it won't be in conflict with any other streams. That's the other thing. I'll talk about this briefly and then we'll move on back to fun. The thing is, we're all getting stuff going on YouTube right now. And Dadman and I have talked about this on occasion, and other people have talked about this on occasion. But we have to be a little bit careful, but respectful for the fact that, we got to make choices about when we show up and how we show up. And there's nothing we can do about that because everybody's getting on YouTube right now. Everybody's getting on YouTube right now. So sometimes I promise something to you in advance, I got to be there. I promise something to Raymond in advance, I got to be there. I promise something to Jill in advance. I'm sorry, I'm still Catholic guilt, Jill. I'm still so guilty about not being there for Obsession, but it was the bloody insomnia and not being able to sleep, and I slept through it. You have to be there when you can be there. And there's this awful competition for time. You know what I mean? This
Mm-hmm.
awful competition for time. Oh,
I know it's hard to be in everywhere at one time, at different times and stuff like that. So
I wish we could clone ourselves.
I know. Well, I wish I'd win the lottery and then I could be everywhere at any time I wanted to be, and then I wouldn't have
Mm.
to work and get up in a few hours. So, man, tell you, good
Oh
luck,
yeah.
Rod, especially with what Rod does. Do you know? I don't know if you've gone back and looked through my playlist, but I actually had Rod on a few months ago.
Oh really?
Yeah, in one of our playlists, one of the chilling with streams, right? We talked
Cool.
truck driving because specifically in high school, I my uncle was a terminal manager for a company, and
Mm.
he hired me to go tarp trucks all summer.
No God. Oh
Exactly. So
God.
it was
And
yeah, it
shoot.
was hot work.
Oh, hot work. Oh, I mean, I had my best friend in real life here in Australia. He's a youngin, which by my definition means under 42, right?
Hmm.
He actually worked on the rabbit wire fence in northern Australia, where it gets up
Oh, wow.
to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're doing physical
Wow.
labor. Not fun. Not fun. And Shooter brings up a very good point.
Yeah.
There's always because see, I'm in Australia, Shooter's in Australia,
Hmm.
and we so on in addition to everybody streaming against each other, you have to work against what our time frame is here in Australia, since we're generally between 14 to 17 hours ahead of you guys, and we wake up at different times than you guys do. Um,
Well, like this case, you're up. Your day starting. I got to go to bed to go to work in about a few
yeah, I
hours.
know.
And then it's the opposite because like when it's earlier in the day or afternoon, it's nighttime
Mm,
for y'all, and
mm,
it does present some challenges. So,
mm. And by the way, Max Redstone, your taste is impeccable. You have impeccable
oh,
taste, Max
sorry.
Redstone. Mm.
Uh, let's see. Hold on. There we go. All right.
Hold on, I gotta. I can't do that right now. I
Yeah, and I
can't.
can't either because I'm not on my computer. If I was
Yeah.
on my computer, then I could share it. But
Mm,
I'm afraid of everything blowing up tonight. It was a funny. I could hear her hungry on the other side, like breathing heavy.
oh.
It was so frustrating after what happened
Mm,
over on the other channel. Then come here, and then turn out it was my computer. I mean, I could not hear anything on my computer. The missus got on and talked to Hungry, and neither one could hear me. So
mm.
hopefully tomorrow we get that figured out.
No problem,
Yeah,
Max. I
yeah.
just so you always know, no compliment I ever give to you is bullshit because I consider flattery to be a dissolution, a dissolution of sincere interaction. And you love the English language, Max. You know exactly what I mean. A dissolution of true, sincere interaction. So anytime I compliment you, it's never for any reason other than appreciating what you do. And we need you on the internet, Max. We need you. We need you in any formal public forum we can have. And I'm not bullshitting there.
Nope, not at all. No, you don't. Um, Jess said that.
Yes, thank you, Jess.
Jess might be able to put it in there for us if you.
If you can put it in, Jess, that's fine. I think we're following each other on Twitter.
Yeah,
Um,
I just do not. I mean, if I bring up Twitter from here, it's going to bring up the misses, and I'd rather not.
don't do it. Don't
Yep.
do it. Don't do it. Nope. Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. So there you go. Jess got
Thank
it.
you.
Yep. Hey,
Thank you, Jess.
one of the hardest working mods around. Always amazed how many times we're playing Fortnite or whatever, just as they're still modding and able to do it and multitask in the truest
Mm.
sense. So, yep, and absolutely, as Jess says, follow me on Twitter at DadmanWalking55. Only at DadmanWalking55. That's the only Twitter account that I have that's official, regardless of whatever avatars you see. It's not me. Only if
Aside
it's
from,
at DadmanWalking55.
I'm going to go into the swear jar here. Aside from that other asshole
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah,
basically used your name,
yeah.
that's my swear jar moment. I apologize. I'm putting $1 into the swear jar here.
There you go.
But you know, that other person, oh, please.
I
God.
don't understand it. I'm just a lowly little nobody, and it's like, why would you do this? It's like, and then they do it with no activity and stuff like that. It just was kind of weird. It's like, but but that's why one of the reasons why when I like keep things simple. That's why it's at DadmanWalking55 on YouTube,
Yep.
Twitch, and Twitter, because if I started coming up with different names, then how do you know which? How do you remember which one's real without having to go?
I'll tell you what. That's why I keep having hungry in front of any name I use, even
It is
when I
the
change
precise dad
my
man.
YouTube channel. Because if you see hungry for and then there's a joke attached, you know it's going to be me. So if my computer dies and YouTube or Twitter is not going to let me come back on without creating a new account, if you see hungry
Yeah,
for anything I'm interested in, guess what? That's going to be me. That's going to be your clue to it being me. And that might happen. You know, my laptop might die because it's a
yeah.
fucking Mac. Pardon my, oh, swear jar again.
It's
And
okay.
and the batteries are very faulty, and so you know, people know how I speak, people know how I tweet. So if I disappear for a week and I need to get a new laptop and I come back as hungry for something, and I will be contacting you guys in DMs or on YouTube comments, you'll know it's me, and then you can just, you know, let me back in the fold. But for now we're safe. For now we're safe.
Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. We still got 11 people. We've had people coming in and out. Make sure y'all
Mm.
hit the like
Oh,
button because earlier it was like it looked like our likes were a little bit low. But hey, it doesn't matter. It's all good. You guys are great. Love having
thank you,
everybody come in.
Jill. Thank you,
What?
Jill.
Wait, wait, hold on. I got to see. I got to get a thing.
I know.
Oh my god. Unlurk. No, it wasn't your insomnia hungry. Your power went out. It's beyond your control. Relurk. I love that when that stuff happens. When and then hey, all this stuff.
Rework.
Kronos is here. Kronos, good to see you. All right. And now we got 13 people watching. So let's see. All right, let's see. Laughing. Right. Spartacus. There you go. Uh,
Thank
all
you,
right.
Jill. All of this is what is referred to in Australia. Now, Shooter knows this because he is Australian, and
Mhm.
this is him knowing that I'm, despite the accent, really Australian. This is the tyranny of distance, brother. This
Yes.
is what they refer to as the tyranny of distance ever since the 1890s. You know, it's like we're always stuck on the other side of the world.
Yep.
It's always going to be less for us. We have the letters in the 1890s coming by steamship. And then later on, we had stuff
Dude,
coming by propeller planes.
I
And then
know.
oh,
Hey,
it
look.
drives me crazy.
I like what Kronos says. Once you break the lurking barrier, there's no going back.
Oh, and
And
Suzanne
Suzanne's still
Eckelstein.
here. I
Thank
was
you.
like, she. I was like, oh my gosh, and we got 14 people watching us now, right now.
Suzanne is here. That is great. Hello,
Exactly.
Suzanne.
Yeah,
It's
she was
wonderful
here
to see you
earlier
again.
tonight though too. So
Hmm.
it's like, oh, the way we
Sh-
get sometimes people can actually it'd be like the old days with when I used to have Major League Baseball. I
Oh
come
yeah.
home to church on Sunday afternoon, catch a Cubs game, see the start of it, fall asleep for about 2 hours, wake up for the end of it.
Hmm.
Just relaxing. Oh, by the way, Jess had said something about.
Hmm.
I guess there must have been a stunt or prank about someone getting freaked out by the friends changing background of the Weeping Angels security footage.
I
No one,
vaguely remember that, but I'm old, so I can't remember specifics.
Yeah, I don't remember that offhand, but all I know was the real thing was enough for me.
I mean, to be honest, the Weeping Angels have been a major aspect of not
There's
only cosplay,
there's
okay,
no side of
but
the world.
people have been doing Weeping Angels on streets, and they have been doing it in terms of busking, where you perform on the street and you have your hat
Mhm.
open or your bag open, and people put
Yeah,
coins or money into it. And if people do the Weeping Angels properly and scare people, they make a lot of money. They make a
yeah.
lot of money. So
Oh, I don't
that
doubt it. I mean, that's really, like I said, it's one of the rare things that really got me and stuff. It's not like Blair Witch gimmicks and Cloverfield gimmicks and Village gimmicks, for God's sake. But
Blair
you know,
Witch.
it
Oh
was
my
really.
God.
But
Oh,
we keep coming up with all kinds of stuff. Let's see. But everybody, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel because I know some get unsubscribed and things like that. Make sure if you haven't, please subscribe. Thank you for everybody in the chat. This has been raucous and crazy tonight. Uh,
yes, but
when,
that's good.
it's funny how everything worked out. I was thinking about doing something tonight. Then I had a watch party I attended. Then Clavy's thing,
Mm.
and now it became. Now I'll probably pay for it in about 3 hours when I had to try to get up. But
Yeah.
you know, now see other things like movies. We need to figure out movies people like. Major League was funny.
Mm.
Wild Thing. Great Charlie Sheen with that.
Oh, I love that movie. I love
Mac
that movie.
Redstone said if I was a fully engaged on Twitter X, I'd need to be unplugged in a Reg Barclay in the nth degree.
Oh, nice reference, Max.
Yeah,
Nice reference.
and just
And
typed
also,
on
and
the side.
also, we need to point out we're talking about scary stuff. So, um, uh, Dadman.
The guy Blair Witch had a runny nose.
Oh God, I hate that. I hate the snot bubbles on Blair Witch. I hate the snot bubbles. I hate that movie so much. I hate it. But we're going to be talking. We're going to have
Wow.
in the
Yeah.
future, possibly with Daisy, fingers crossed. We're going to be talking about the creepiest and the scariest, and we've been talking about that a bit now. So let's consider this an accidental
Mhm.
promotion for that
Yeah.
later stream, and we'll be talking about
Yeah.
because Dadman suggested this, and I'm backing him up, and I'm backing Daisy up. The idea of the creepiest and scariest stuff in any television or movie franchise, and that will be a great stream to come
Yeah.
in on. And Max, I want you there because you know the creepy stuff and the scary stuff, Max. Because as a credit to Max, I got to give Max the credit. Max knows this.
Hmm.
Max knows, and I've been saying this for over 30 years, and I'm betting Max has been saying it for 10 years more. Okay? I'm betting on you, Max. I'm betting on you that horror and comedy are Siamese twins joined at the hip. So if you understand comedy, you understand horror. If you understand horror, you understand comedy. And because Max understands comedy so much, Max understands horror. So when we do the scary and creepiest, Max, if you are physically well, if you are up to it, only if you are up to it, and you are well fed and you have had sleep, Max, and you are feeling okay, I would really consider it an honor if you were there. It would really mean a lot to me, please. Okay? If you're
Yep.
still here, Max, unless
Yep.
you're gone,
Well,
because Max knows.
even if he's at least in chat, that whichever way we'll work it out. It'd be great. Yeah,
And
exactly.
Shooter brings up a
Uh,
comedian playing an evil guy, Robin Williams.
yeah.
Hello.
Well, let me go back. I will go back to Max Redstone. Actually, here as a native Chicagoan, it was nice coming
Mm,
out to California and WG and Superstation would still carry Cubs games while it lasted.
nice.
I miss the Superstations. Them and the Braves, them and the Braves, you could catch almost every game all year till all the corporate greed and all that took
Mm,
place. It's just like ugh, because it was fine, and then they started weaning it out. And then ESPN got more games, and it's just been a disaster. Because before it was only one game a week. Like the NBC game of the week until the playoffs, but the
mm,
super stations. But money and satellite deals and all that stuff, marketing. Oh, it's but yeah, I miss those days of
mm.
the super stations. Yeah, we said Blair Witch. Yeah. Uh, they did the Weeping Angel scare and Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. Oh, great. Ripped it off.
I can't
Uh,
talk about that. I can't
Mad
say
Ray
anything.
Max says Major League was the best baseball movie. Yeah, there you go. Just a bit outside. Jess is saying League of Their Own's been on her mind after seeing the costumes of Spirit Halloween website. Quote, there's no crying in baseball. So,
Nice
exactly.
one, Jess.
Exactly. Now, Max is saying that the Earthshock Cybermen Doctors 5, 6, and 7 were damn scary. So,
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Kronos has a horror comedy with twins joined at the hip. Sounds like a movie.
Mm.
Uh,
Well, a trauma movie or a full moon movie, and that's a deep cut for people who are into horror movies. Yes.
yep. All right. Well, let's see where we're at. We're 10. We still got 10 people with us. Can you believe that? At 3 o'clock in the morning, just short of it. So, um, I think we're going to have to close it there because I do got to get about 3.5 hours of sleep.
Mm.
So, otherwise, dang, if it was Saturday night, we'd be keep going. Friday night or Saturday night, we keep going till the
Mm.
sun comes up, which we've done before.
But
You know, So hey,
it's only Tuesday for you.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's Wednesday now, so.
Ah, now it is. Yes.
And like I said, I got to deal with, go sit in a class and listen to training stuff tomorrow. So you know how that goes.
Kronos, that is a horrible song. I hate that song. Closing time. Hate that song. But I
Oh,
love
is that
you.
at closing time? Last call for alcohol. That got that thing. Uh,
Yes, exactly.
oh
I
my
hate
god,
that
a lot
song.
of that '90s stuff, I just could not deal with that crap. It's like, I mean, I had coworkers playing that crap at work, and I'm like, would you turn that shit off? I mean, it's like, you just like. Then the night, I guess, Stone Temple Pilots and stuff and all
Mm.
that. Uh, it's just
Nighty
okay.
O, Nighty O shooter. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I will say goodbye. See you later, shooter. All right. So it's Tuesday, still in California. All right. Not for much longer. Uh, yeah. Stay just a little bit. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Right on time for that. Yes, I heard about that. I heard
Oh
about that. He passed
no.
away. He was like 70
Oh
something years
dear.
old. So yeah, it's definitely a loss. Us can't go back to Universal anymore now without thinking of him because he they had a Margaritaville restaurant down there
Yeah.
at the Orlando City Walk. So
And yes, Mikey Sues, that is my Twitter handle. You found it. Well done. Thank you. Well done.
exactly. So all right, folks. Let's see. We're at 216. We are at 254. We'll
Not a
go
bad
six.
stream.
We'll go 6 more minutes, and we'll say some
Okay.
goodbyes. All right. Folks, I don't know what's going on tomorrow. Might go live at some point. It could be Fortnite. It could be whatever. Like Jess had put out here. Follow me on Twitter at DadmanWalking55 to get the updates for when I do whatever I do. Make sure you're subscribed here on the YouTube channel. Hit the
Mm,
bell for notifications when we go live because it's very sporadic. Right now, with my football streams, I'm kind of doing things as I feel like it
mm,
because I've got to do research. I've got to help the missus. Missus has actually set me up to do my own screens now and stuff. She's made it dummy proof for me. So, it takes time to do stuff and research. So streaming becomes like a what do I feel like type thing right now. Um, and I know it's hard as a viewer. A lot of times we like schedules, but right now it's kind of like there's certain screens in the main show for the fall will be this football stream on Thursday nights. Two other nights coming up. We'll have it on Tuesday nights. I will say this also, Max
mm.
Redstone,
Max.
for $20, I'll play. I don't want to wait
Max.
at your worst enemy's funeral.
God, I
Well,
hate
what
that
if you play
song.
out of Naked Gun 33 and a third of play
Max.
my favorites, play our song, Sam?
And
Sure,
thank
Mr.
you, Jess.
Trevin. You remember Naked Gun 33 and the third when they've done too many movies and it's like
Oh,
they
hell yeah.
broke it up and he's like, play a song again, Sam. He's like, sure, Mr. Drevin. Ding dong, the witches did, wicked witch. No, no, the other song. It's like, yeah, there you go. That would be funny. But yeah, so we do have some stuff coming down the pike. There is the topic that we talked about a little bit about having a special theme. It deserved more of an attention than a random chill stream on the spur of the moment. So that's something we hope to work towards down the road. Um, there will be a couple weeks where we're off, or the Miss and I will be doing some drive streams again. Um, but Thursdays or Tuesdays just will be the football for a lot of things. We do have the possibility of a new weekly show coming up. I am not yet ready to divulge it. I've talked to people that would be involved with it. I hope that it's one that you will find interesting. I hope that it takes off. I hope it helps us grow a lot and bring in a lot more people. I think you folks that are not gaming or sports related will might be up your alley, and we'll just we'll have to roll it out at the right time. But looking down the road, we got some more stuff coming. So, oh my gosh! So the Naked Gun movies were hilarious, and exactly the first was best. However, I agree. So many times that it's that first one. I don't know exactly Kronos the body. Yeah, those were the funny part. Do I practice safe? Yes. Oh, that's hilarious. But I tell you what, that movie though was so irreverent though it screwed me up going to baseball games hungry because I could never for many years I could not sing the national anthem because I kept singing it like the movie a bunch of bombs in the air. I could not go to a baseball game and actually sing the right words.
It's really hard to sing it. It's not designed for people with a normal vocal range.
Well, no,
Max
no, I'm
knows
not
what I
talking
mean.
vocal ranges. I'm talking about the words. I
Oh,
had watched
oh
Naked Gun
God.
so many times I could not get the words right anymore. So, oh my gosh. So, hey, folks, all that. Make sure you join us soon. Like I said, follow me on Twitter at DadmanWalking55. Hit the bells and notifications for going live, and hopefully we'll find some stuff more that you like. And folks, give the football stuff a chance, even if you don't like sports ball. A lot of what I do with it is a human interest. My guests focus on the guests, family memories, loved one memories with sports, and it's a
Max.
wonderful thing. So, and yes,
Max.
yes, I know. Oh well, Cronus, yes, in national transition. Enrico Palazzo, Enrico Palazzo. Hey, the umpire, he saved the Queen's life. That's not the umpire, Mayor. Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo. Enrico Palazzo. And that guy that did that shout out is a character actor, and I don't. His face is so familiar, and I remember him in other things. But yeah, so. Oh gosh, Jess said the best singing of a national anthem is at Chicago Blackhawks games. We use an opera singer. Okay, that's high class. That's top of the line. So, well, hungry. Guess what we've done?
We made people happy. That's what we
Yes, we
did.
did. We went a good 2 hours and almost a half. So I've got to start slowing down before I decide to go 8 more minutes just to string it out because we are almost at the 3 o'clock moment, and I'm waiting for that to hit. So,
Hmm.
uh, okay, all right.
Oh,
You see,
Mikey,
Mike.
hold on, Mikey, regarding your comment at
Mm-hmm,
the 13th hour. Um, let me see if I go to Tweety because Tweety's been doing weird things, and
yeah.
sometimes they've been changing who's followed to who. And I need to follow you, and you need to follow me in order to send a DM. So
Right.
after the stream is done, when we're done, out of respect to Dad Man and the missus, I will go to Tweety. I will make sure I'm followed to you. You make sure you're followed to me, and then you can probably send the DM
Oh,
because things have
somebody.
been wonky.
Well, somebody told me tonight that they were not getting my DMs. They were not getting notifications of my DMs. I noticed that I don't get notifications either half the time. I may hear them go off sometimes, but I'll sit there
Yeah.
and I'll have no flag saying that I've got messages. But when I go check it, I got 3 or 4 people that have sent me something. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. So let's do this. So
Da Bears.
8 minutes after the past 6 minutes. I know. Now we're down under 6 minutes.
Da Bears.
Shit, let's go 2.5 hours. Let's well,
Why
well,
not?
because see, let's like this. They come in at the 13th hour. Now we got the sports talk. So we did it. The Bears game for the 9/11 10th anniversary. Okay. Oh, hello. Hi, Yang. Da Bears. More like Da Bears. How can you say Da Bears and Da
More
Bears?
like dumb bears.
Dumb Bears.
Oh, that's
No,
Mrs.
no,
Mrs.
no, Yang.
Thank God the Mrs. is here.
Oh, gosh, I tell you what, I think of bears and I think of We Bear Bears, which is our
Hmm.
Three Bear Bears or
We bear bears.
We Bear Bears. Yeah, it's a cartoon show. Yeah, a cartoon show. Talking about cartoons and animation, but hey, all right. So anyway, Cronus, I've had less oil changes than the Bears have had head coaches and quarterbacks. I say bring back Ditka. It can't get any worse.
Mike
Yeah,
Ditka.
yeah, the guy that traded the whole New Orleans draft that one year. That's definitely a good spot with Clobby.
Oh.
Oh,
I
that
want to hear I want to hear a Klobby Mike Ditka impersonation because I love his Cosell impersonation, and Steve, he don't like it. I'm sorry, that is the only thing I disagree with Steve Thor about. I loved the Klobby Cosell. I love it, but I want to hear. Oh, I want to hear a Klobby Ditka. That'd be great. Oh,
oh
I'd
my God.
love that.
Look, he's great with being Beavis and Butthead. It's like,
And Captain Caveman.
yeah. Oh gosh, great voices. I'm only jealous of some people that can have good voices like that because all I can do are bad, obscure characters, and I do them badly. So it's just, oh man, oh Max Redstone says he
Oh,
can do that.
I want to hear that, Max. I want to hear that. Give me a way to hear that, Max. I want to hear that.
Hey, Wade's coming in. Wade.
Hey, hello, Wade.
Hey, Wade. Oh, Wade on the Twitch side. Hey, Wade.
I'm
All
still
right.
focused on the Max Redstone Ditka. I need to hear that. That will help me have easier joy in my life. I need that.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you, Max. Thank
We're
you.
going to
Thank you.
work on it. Mikey says I do a great Crypt Keeper for Halloween.
Oh, nice one, Mikey. Yeah, I actually, no, I've heard that. I've heard him do the Crypt Keeper on one of his live
Oh,
feeds.
really?
And yeah, no, Mikey does a really good Crypt Keeper. He does a
Oh,
really good one.
oh, yeah. Oh, hey, no problem, Wade. You come in whenever you come in, and well, it took us 20 minutes. Well, wait, no, 40 minutes to get started. It was
Oh,
hilarious.
God. Oh,
Oh
God.
gosh.
The
Oh
problem
my gosh.
started with the Clubby stream. The problem started
Yeah,
there, and I thought it was me, but apparently, after what you went through and the missus
yeah,
went through, it wasn't me.
yeah. No, yep. Well, we were hearing you on that side. Oh gosh, Bear. Hey, Eagle. I sent you a message. I sent you a message back. Yeah. I did see that. I know. I remember Joe and your the football. So Chrono says hi, and hi Barry Place 28 West Coast theme park streamer, 3 hours behind us. So hey, look at this. I really think that there's a market. I always told Mark about the late night fortnights. We used to have late night fortnight all during the week, till we had to like be grown ups and stuff. But I really swear that there's like a market for people to listen to stuff that's like between the 1 and 4 o'clock. The old Art Bell hours. If you don't remember Coast to Coast and shows like that were over here in America.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I tell you, those are really really things. Yeah, Wade. Yes, wait, hold on. Chat bumped, but yes, it was Streamyard, and it's been doing a lot of really really crazy stuff. You know, uh, I don't know, but Jess, I tell you what, Jess, save some of those if you want to come on and talk about them. We'll have to have a stream about it and let you present them. You do all that wild research out there. We'll have something like that. Cheetos costumes, White Castle costumes. Ugh. Now Max says he's got to get work on a pitch a little. Just YouTube, just type in Dick and search and click the second video.
Mm.
All right. So Man,
No, Max. Ditko. You and I, Max and Ditko. Oh, dude. I would love to do a stream with you and I talking about Ditko. I would love that. Anyway, carry on.
oh no, it's that is crazy. So, all right, Wade's got to go to sleep. I had one chance to get White Castle, and we were in Kentucky. Um, um,
Just.
and I just skipped it. I like the misses. I was like, forget it, and um, it was
And
like
by
it
the way,
was.
Max, I did see it was Ditka, but I had to make the joke about Ditko because you are a comic book guy and you know about Ditko and Ditka.
Oh,
So
well, you know
I'm
what?
making a joke, Max. I'm making a joke.
Well, let me say one
Apologize.
thing real quick before we wrap up because we're right at the 2 hour 30 minute market.
Yeah.
So, uh, and Jess was just looking. I love stuff like that. We can do it. They have a Fortnite the Durr Burger inflatable decoration for $50.
Yeah.
So, but um, so it just that was really really cool. The that that really was the White Castle was interesting, but I guess their mustard's a little bit. We have what they call crystal hamburgers down here.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
type thing. So they're the square little things, like the little teeny buns,
Yeah. Yummy.
grilled onions,
Sliders.
mustard. Yeah, exactly. So
Yummy.
they're really a thing in the market. So
Mystique.
yeah,
Kronos
sure.
Mystique.
We can talk about getting something together on a NFL season stream. I don't mind. We have to figure out when to float it in. Max gets it 100%. Just goes Mystique. Can't go wrong there. The bodysuit. Exactly. Hey, go Cowboys. Wait for them to choke in the playoffs. So, oh, smoke detector. I don't think that's me this time. But hey. All right. Well, folks, let's go ahead and wrap it up there now. We hit the 2 hour, 30-minute mark. So, um,
Yeah.
and I'll thank you for everybody being here. Um, so, yeah. Is that's still your alarm? I think because I it's not too bad. How you hear that, I don't know. But hey, folks, we still got 12 people watching us right now, two over on the Twitch side. Make sure you follow us on the Twitch side. On this YouTube side, make sure you've liked tonight's, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share it out with everybody else. Bring them around. Let's uh, let's just have some fun and let's keep growing the channel. And you guys are awesome, and thanks for being here, everybody. And you know, great people. Thank you for coming on hungry. Thank you for bearing with the delay that occurred. So, but
And yes,
anyway,
that is my dead battery beep. But the problem is, I'm half crippled. I can't get up the stairs. It's, sorry, the ladder. It's 16 feet up.
mm,
Okay, and I'm half crippled, so I can't climb it. So I got to get somebody to come in and change it or disconnect it from the electricity system of the house. And I got to wait to do it. So I apologize for the beep, but there's nothing I can do at the moment.
yeah, I tell you, this is the first time I've heard it in a long time. I didn't even recognize it on earlier streams, so that's interesting. Max says, reporter, when and why do you think you became the competitor you are, Dick? Well, I don't know. There's some rumors that I stole some rattles at age 2 weeks.
Mm.
Uh, oh, by the way, the Ditko thing. What I wanted to say is, folks, I wish that I could take my cameras on the Hulk ride at Universal. Maybe I
Mm.
could start sharing some pictures from my trip about some of the Marvel land that they have there, the Marvel Island, and but if you walk through the like they did replica to do the Daily Bugle with the Spider-Man ride,
Mm.
but specifically on the Hulk ride, you could see like names like Ditko. Now to see, I okay,
Yeah.
Stanley is in the Spider-Man wherever. Stanley is everywhere. You know who he is, whatever.
Hmm.
But I will say one of the great things, like I talk about, going into different communities, doing things that you're not used to. They're not necessarily your thing. I got a new appreciation for things because all those names on the chart, I didn't know who the hell they were, but now I know who S. Ditko is. Uh,
Right. Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's
there
actually
is
very
another one or
important.
two. Is there somebody with an L? I know there's Ditko.
We'll talk about L in a
Oh,
moment, but
oh, 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 oh,
Ditko
oh, oh,
actually.
oh, oh, oh,
Oh,
oh, oh,
sorry.
Kirby.
What?
Ditko and Kirby. Both of them are
Yes.
like officers in the company that's named on those. Those are things that I've learned because of being over in different areas and stuff like that. I think it's really, really cool because I go on a ride and
Hmm.
just that's like scenery that's just background. But yet I'm like, I'm making a connection like, holy crap, cool. It really puts something meaning into the ride, that this is not just
Yeah.
window dressing. It's actually something that means something. So,
Well, Ditko in the 60s, this is going back to Classic Hulk. Ditko did over 20 issues, drew over 20 issues of the Hulk.
hmm
And a lot of people love those. I can't stand them. That's
hmm
me. All right. That's just me. And don't tell Clauby that I'm not, aside from Doctor Strange, I'm not a big fan of Ditko. Not a big fan of Ditko. I
yeah,
like the Kirby Hulk. I like the Hulk after Ditko. I do not like the Ditko rendition
hmm
of the Hulk. He's no, just does not suit me at all. But that's because I draw, I illustrate, I paint. So
right,
when you make the sausage, you become very particular about the sausage, the way it's
yeah,
made. You know what I mean?
hmm
So
well,
when people draw the Hulk a certain way, it can make me very happy or very irritated. I get very
yeah.
irritated over the Ditko Hulk because he looks like Shemp from the Three Stooges on
Oh Lord, the most
steroids.
abnormally looking. Yeah, the guy that didn't look like he fit in.
Yeah, exactly.
Curly looked like he fit in. Shemp just looked like
Curly,
some
perfect.
mop they brought off the street. So,
Yeah. But
Mac,
Shemp, no. Shemp,
yeah.
I'm not a Shemp fan. Can't do Shemp. Sorry.
Well, let's do this real quick. Let's go ahead and close. But Max Redstone said I'll
Mm.
do Dick. Clobby can do Jim Mora. It's bonus. I'll add some Herm Edwards and Dennis Green. I can do Mike Gundy. I'm a man. Come after me. I'm a 40-year-old man. Anyway, but that's an old
I like it.
YouTube. So, yeah, this is kind of comic speak. But hey,
Yeah.
before we get going on another half-hour thing, we're going to go ahead and close it. We'll save something for another 3-hour stream coming up when we feel like it. So, hey,
We can't do
everybody.
more we can't do more comic speak unless we invite comic people on the
Oh,
stream.
I
So
know.
I'm gonna
It's like
shut up. I'm
I
gonna
am,
shut up.
and I'm lost. So, but yeah, it's I
You're
gotta get some sleep
lost.
tonight. I
You're
gotta get some sleep tonight. So, but hey,
I love you,
everybody
bro.
have fun. Remember, follow me on Twitter, DadmanWalking55, Twitch, and YouTube, DadmanWalking55. Hit the subscribe button. Get your dogs, cats, neighbors, drunks, outhouses, whoever you can get a count for. Let's get to 500. And hey, listen, thank you for
and
everybody that's been here. Yeah,
and hashtag Bison Bros. You gotta
bye.
love the bison. Oh,
Rex Grossman, he's a Florida Gator. So, and Stark of Iron comes in
oh,
at the
Tony
last.
shows up at the last minute.
I know.
Tony, damn it! I love you, but what last minute when we're closing out? You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. I was supposed to go sit in a class in about 3 hours, about 5 hours. It's like, God, I'm going to be in pain in the morning. So, but whatever. What it means, I don't set my alarm for like 7 o'clock because I got a half-hour drive. It means set it for
Mm.
like 6:30 and have an hour to get myself woken up. So,
Tony.
oh, Cronus,
And
like
Max and Tony, my gut is going to be hurting for 5 hours after laughing at you guys right at
I
the
know.
end.
All
I mean,
right.
dude, Max. We both know, even though you won't admit it,
Yeah.
you love Hank from the X-Men before he became blue and furry. You
Yeah.
appreciate him. You know what I mean, Max? You know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I am going to have to say good night, everybody.
Nadio.
Glad you came in even at the last second, Tony. Everybody have a great night, great sleep, and let me make sure I hit the right damn button to end it tonight. So yeah, only 22 minutes, 21 minutes. We could go 3 hours, but not tonight. Hey, folks, have a great one. We'll catch you later. Bye, all.
Sweet dreams.